Old Tex, my mobile base of operations, out of the scraps of a 442 Atlantic steam locomotive. Old Tex and I travel across the country, fighting monsters, protecting people, and riding the rails.
I should open up my character sheet.
Yes.
Nah,
So what about raisins?
they're
What's their
good.
deal?
They're delicious.
Someone better
I
get
love
them some
raisins.
water.
I would bet anyone in the chat, like outside of the five of us, to guess what we were talking about before we went live here on the main overlay. If you get it right, I'm going, and nobody can tell them. I'll come up with something to give you, probably money, but
Money.
it was.
Can I have some money?
The shift that happened in those 5 seconds was just wow. I'm very proud of us. Welcome to tonight's episode of Turntables RPG. We are an experimental tabletop role-playing game stream where we switch out being the keeper, the game master, and being the players almost every week. Technically every mystery, small little story arc. And in this way, we kind of test our long-form improv as keepers, as GMs, and then also our short-term improv as players, because we get to play with different characters from time to time. It's been a lot of fun. Before we get into kind of like the small little recap, we should probably go over just a couple of announcements very quickly, just so that everyone, so that we can give the proper shout out. Our amazing character art that you saw in the pre-stream and here on our overlay was drawn and created by Patrick Costa, who is at PCInc_ on Twitter and Instagram. They are an amazing artist and they do monthly commissions, and please check them out. I think they recently put up like a new post that was really, really cool. Like, definitely go check it out and hit them up for commissions because they're a great friend and we want to keep supporting them. Next up, flip the pages here. If you haven't followed us yet on social media, please do so. It's just at Turntables RPG on Twitter, Instagram. You can look us up on YouTube. Please follow us on here if you haven't already. Please consider subscribing to us if you'd like to. We are actually we just submitted emotes this week today for Twitch to approve. Twitch is weird, so I'm not sure if they will come online during the stream or at a later date, but hopefully by next stream we will have emotes for our subscribers to check out and have fun with. All designed and created by our Mars, it's just really fantastic. We're very excited for all of you to check them out and to see them. And Chris, just move like 5 inches back from your mic, and you can start.
Guys, listen up. Guys, don't know if you know this,
Oh man.
but literally you have the access to create free money right now. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can literally connect that to your Twitch account and get a free subscription for us for a whole month, and then you can renew it again after that and get access to not only our amazing emotes, but also a fancy new Discord role. There is no losing, only winning with free money.
Thank you, Chris. Or should I say,
money.
Thank you, Chris.
It's free money, and we want it now.
Yes. If you'd like to use your Prime sub, by all means, feel free to. We also just today launched our Patreon page, which, for those of you who are subscribed to us or don't want to give money to Jeff Bezos, which is totally fair, we also have our Patreon, which is an alternate means of supporting us. It would be amazing if y'all wanted to sign up. If you're still on the fence, we do right now have some free posts up, including the character sheet for my character, Teddy, the science guy, and Teddy's Spotify playlist, which is an interesting amalgamation of music that's over 2 hours long. I apologize. in those, yes. The thing that they don't tell you about creating a Spotify playlist for an old man character is that the old man has lived through so many decades of music that you really need to do your due diligence and try and find some from every single one. So we've got, we've got some, we've got some John Denver all the way to like, Backstreet Boys into the early 2000s. Yeah. Check it out. See what you like. It's definitely, some of them you can take literally, some of them metaphorically. Others are just music that I think Teddy would like to listen to while working on his train. Otherwise, also, as a note, again, still free posts available to the public. If you go onto our Patreon page, you can also see our character sheet, which may or may not have a somewhat of a spoiler of what's going to be happening to Teddy next. So
I could go look
and
right now.
you could if you wanted to. I would ask if y'all not to, because
I gotta go subscribe to Patreon right now.
And I will say that for those who are somewhat hesitant about subscribing to our Patreon, it is 3 tiers: $1, $3, and $5. And so we kind of sat down together. We figured out what we're gonna offer. I'm not gonna take too long to describe what's on each tier because y'all are free to check it out on your own. It's legitimately just patreon.com/TurnTables RPG, and you can check out what we have on each tier. I will say at the very bottom tier that has things that are accessible to everyone. We currently do have a poll up for what we are kind of considering for upcoming upcoming programming, and we would love to hear from y'all and see what your thoughts on the matter are. I think that's pretty much all I've got.
Hey, join our Discord.
Yes, join our Discord. The link is in our chat right now. And it's a really fun community. It is linked to, we've just linked it to Twitch and to the Patreon. So if you subscribe to us, you'll get the cool little roll tag on there, along with the Patreon stuff. We hope that you enjoyed the titles of the tiers. It was a very fun deliberation for that. Let's see. Anything else?
You like burgers?
Yes.
I just shared one of the emotes I finished today on the Discord, so go check that out.
Awesome.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek. You now can see 3 emotes.
Yes.
And there are 2 that are surprises.
Also, and we've never really said this before, strangely, but I guess we can start now. Spread the word. Tell friends and family about us. Fellow geeks,
tell your
fellow
grandma.
nerds. Yes, tell your grandma.
Tell your dog.
I promise you, if your grandma has an Amazon Prime account, they probably have a Twitch Prime subscription
Literally,
just sitting there.
guys. You can literally make free money. You can make more free money if you steal your friends and family's Amazon Prime account just to create an extra Twitch account, and then just give us they're not using it. Your grandma ain't using it unless she also wants to watch the stream. Then grandma, you're welcome, man. Come on in. We're open. We're here with open arms.
Of course, this is not. We are not endorsing, identity theft or fraud in any way, shape, or form on this stream. I just want to make that completely clear to Twitch.
I'm just telling you,
and the FBI agent watching all of us right now. Hope you enjoyed this free show.
See you, buddy.
I'll see you later. I'll see you when I get home, bud.
Yes. Please let your friends and family know. Just like Facebook communities, social media communities. Reddit posts, like spread the word. We would really appreciate it. I think that as an incentive, if we reach 25 subscribers, we get one more slot of an emote for the tier 1 subscribers, which is pretty much everyone who's subscribed right now. So you would all get an extra emote as well. So that would be pretty cool. But either way, we appreciate y'all's support, and we hope that you enjoyed tonight's session. Anyone else have any other announcements that I may be missing? No? I will say very, very briefly, because I don't want to make a big deal about it. But it is my birthday tomorrow. And so I would, feel free to shoot me a happy birthday. I would be very excited.
But you
for
know
that.
what would be a great birthday present? If you have a Amazon Prime account. I'm just saying.
Yes, please create a fake Twitch account just for me. But
Wait,
yeah.
I'm gonna sing you a song.
Oh,
Yep, here we go. This is the birthday song.
I'm ready.
The birthday song. Oh,
Is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Yeah. Round of applause. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it.
I was very worried you were about to sing the copyrighted happy birthday.
It's no longer copyright.
Yeah,
It's not
it's,
copyright
It's no
anymore.
longer copyrighted?
yeah, it's public domain now.
Ah, good guys. Let's all do it right now. 3,
No,
2,
no.
1.
So yes, thank you for the well wishes and anything that y'all say, I guess. But I'm very thankful for this stream and my friends and my fiance and my family, and 25 is not looking too bad. So we'll see. With that in mind.
You're so old, Saul. You're so old.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm counting down the months to yours.
Don't remind me. I don't want to be old.
I guess
You all are
so
old.
Yo, shut up.
I'm so young and cool and hip.
Yeah.
I'm vintage.
Okay.
I'm. No, I was about to get really existential. So,
Thank
thank you.
Do it.
No.
Come on, you can't hold out on us.
No, I'll do it after this.
Guys, we
stream,
got
maybe.
a show.
Yes, because we have our show. If we don't have any other announcements,
Guys, I have a crazy idea. What if
Real.
we started a live stream where we played Monster of the Week? And I got to play a sad old man who makes funny jokes.
If we don't have any more announcements, we'll go ahead and go into the very quick recap. In the past two mysteries, our hunters have been hopping across the Mississippi River from West Memphis, Arkansas to Memphis, Tennessee. They were first approached by the Extraplanar Control League into the investigation of paranormal and supernatural events, also known as Eclipse. Thank you, Dustin. As to look into a mystery, into a very grisly murder in West Memphis. After searching for clues and kind of tapping into the monster's consciousness, they followed the trail over across the river to an abandoned church that was called St. Anthony's, but was then vandalized and now called St. Lucifer's. Very ominous. In the process of this time, two of the hunters, Chuck and Bertie, also went into the followed a local motorcycle gang to their hideout, where they found out that they are essentially supernatural fighters that kind of have a lowdown on the streets of Memphis. In this process, the two groups, Anne and Apophis at the church, and Chuck and Bertie at the motorcycle hideout, started to come together. In that time, Anne and Apophis were accosted at this abandoned church by a strange angelic being who seemed to be kind of like the warden of this church, who was the home for one homeless person that turned out to be Greg Washington, who was also at the crime scene the night before. As the two groups began to reunite, they were contacted by their comrade Teddy, who was kind of working at the control station of his train, Old Tex, acting as kind of like the communication unit for this strike that was happening against a rogue group of magicians, led by Eclipse, where our lovely, friendly neighborhood vampire Alex was at as well. In this time, the strike force broke into the rogue magician's hideout, found a back room with a large spell circle around it, and all of their masks, the rabbit masks that all the rogue magicians wore, scattered in a pile on the ground before the video feed cut. At the same time, there was a large explosion across the river, and a dark plume of smoke rises up into the air as all the hunters realize that that's where the train was. That's where their friend Teddy was. And that's where we left off. So, welcome to tonight's episode of Turntables RPG. And welcome back. Yeah. Thank you, Thembo Thoughts, for the shout out of the intro. I really appreciate it. I guess we... Oh, goodness. Oh, right. Before we start, I would like to say a huge welcome back to Dustin, who plays Alex, onto the stream, and a huge shout out and thank you to Eric, who was our guest character for 2 weeks, playing Bertilak, the Green Knight. Thank you so much. We're very excited to kind of like start bringing all this together. So, we open at the... Yes, and we open at the front of St. Lucifer's Church. Anne, Apophis, Chuck, and Bertie. The four of you are currently still at the front of this church. The video is still staticking, or like it's still grayed out on your screen. And you're just watching the cloud get larger and larger and go higher and higher up in the sky across the river. What are y'all doing?
That's not good. And angel wings. Now. And please don't kill me.
I'm not a Pokemon, Chuck. You can't just...
Teddy might be dead. I don't think now's the time.
You can't just demand it.
I demand it right now. Thank you. Please touch my shoulder and teleport me.
Why you? Yes, I think that I would absolutely angel wings over there, and I think I'm going to just grab out to the two people who are closest to me.
Which is Chuck and Chuck.
It's okay. It'll be Chuck, and I think honestly probably Apophis, just because I'm so worried about their health. And I'm gonna pray that my roll goes well today.
Tree Man is wood. He doesn't do good with fire. Leave him.
That is a 9.
A 9?
And I help out.
I focus my mind to Teddy. I know him.
It's a good. Yeah, I mean, how would you want to help out, Apophis?
I think.
Or actually, can you help? Because is it only on basic moves?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's a question.
I'm so glad I'm not.
It's a good thing
Yeah.
that we are personal friends of Michael Sands.
No,
creator
it's
of the
literally
game. We could just
when you help another hunter roll plus cool, and you just grant them a +1 on their roll. It has nothing to do with it being a basic move or not. Before you say anything, so
yes.
you and I talked about how Alex was going to be showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Can that be a way to help out with? I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, can I roll to help out because of certain things that are going to be in the air soon?
What does this mean?
You know what?
This is so cryptic.
Yes. Go, Apophis. If that's okay, I'm gonna have Alex roll to help out.
That's fine.
No
But
one ever
Alex
wants
isn't
my help.
here. Please
That-
explain.
That feels like it works, right? Like,
Mhm.
like narratively.
Yes. No, I agree with you.
You'll see. I promise. We'll see, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
While you do that, I do want to bring attention to Chuck is extra sharp today because he leveled up.
Ooh, nice.
So now he is +2 sharp.
Oh.
That is an 8.
Okay.
So your help grants him +1, but you expose yourself to trouble or danger.
Beautiful. So this actually
I
works.
love
This
danger.
actually works very well. So, so Anne, you got now with that +1 is a 10, correct?
Yes, full
Okay.
success.
So, and as you grab Chuck and Apophis, you like immediately.
Oh, conveniently.
Yeah,
These two.
uh,
I love that.
Do y'all want to try and hold hands on the screens?
I'm good.
We got it.
We're
Yeah,
really
yeah,
doing it
Yeah,
today.
we got it.
We really did it.
As you essentially teleport to this space, you're focusing on your memory of Teddy, but some unknown beacon calls you from the distance of another friend, of like a double signal hitting you from the other end. As you travel down into the space, let me change the music.
With the power of friendship, we can do anything. I always imagine it's like elevator music playing while we wait to teleport.
As you shift into the space, chaos is just what fills your vision, your viewpoint. You watch as this rail yard is just in a cacophony of small fires, smoke. There's like water on the ground and plumes of steam kind of like rising from this epicenter, which is this train you all know, Old Tex. The engine and the medical cab just pushed down to the side off the rail, glass shattered everywhere. The main ruin you see comes from the cart where Teddy's fabrication workshop was. There's just plumes of smoke coming out from it. The side is bashed in. It looks as though like something, like a crater. It looks like a meteor hit it from the side. And it somewhat makes sense because you see that next to it, in around the area where it is crushed, there is this large water tower that has busted and is where all that water is soaking out from. There is no sign of life. Currently, you cannot hear like anything other than the trickling of water, the crackling of fire, small pops here and there from unknown sources. It is a mess. And as you enter the scene, you watch as 3 beads of light kind of appear in the middle of the air, close by. One red, one blue, one yellow. The three beads spread out into brilliant lines of color, and then kind of like swirl into a triangle that creates this window in space. And in that window, you can see that somehow Birdie is on the other side, and he's rushing towards a log cabin that has like essentially fallen in on itself, and he's like lifting timbers off of people who are yelling for help, and they have blood kind of like spattered all over them. Dustin, do you want to go ahead and jump in?
Yeah. So, as you see this this image from the other side, a burst of magical energy erupts through it, and the whole thing begins to ripple. And from it collapses Alex. He's his normally clean white lab coat is singed. It's got burn marks on it. There's blood on his sleeves, and currently dripping down his mouth and down onto his chest. He collapses onto the ground with a small grunt, and seems dazed. He's conscious, but he seems very dazed as he looks around, confused almost, like he's not sure what's going on. So yeah, Alex is here now, sort of.
You get the sense that it was Alex. Alex was the other beacon that was pulling you to this space.
Yeah. Alex coughs and dark blood comes out, and drops onto the ground like into a puddle. Honestly, like it's a lot of it.
Oh shit! I'm gonna run over there and try to figure out what the deal is. See if I can talk to him.
Question for the keeper.
Yes, sir.
Is the train's on fire?
There are
It was
parts,
taken out by the water tower.
There are parts of it that are higher than the water itself, that are still on fire. Yes. The engine in itself is like, raw iron, like pure iron. So it's like nothing. If there are bits and pieces that are smoking, it doesn't really make sense because there's no fire on it. Yeah.
Do I think I can run in there?
Are you running to like where the crater is, or trying to get in like through the normal like cabin?
Chuck is trying to get into the train because he wants to find Teddy.
Okay.
I think Chuck is very panicked and is sort of like, he doesn't say anything, is like his face like stone cold as he like tries to bolts to the train.
Okay, yeah. You get to the train. It's somewhat odd to maneuver because it is on its side, and you have to essentially climb over like the use like a combination of like the wheels and the couplings to like try and get yourself up to the actual door.
Okay.
Is it what else is everyone doing? Apophis, what are you doing?
Like, as they arrive, Apophis just kind of like, he doesn't know what to do, because I think like on some level he feels like it is his fault, just because he has that thing where he's like, well, I wasn't here to protect everyone, and also like he knows chaos, and this is it, like this is the epitome of it, but it is kind of the first time that he has been, or not the first time, but like the most impactful time that he has been directly impacted by it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's just kind of like I think his instinct is to follow Anne to Alex, but he is not necessarily in action mode as much as he is like kind of stuck in his own head.
Understandable. Alex, you come from hell to another hell, like from one battle essentially to another. Is there anything that you're doing as Anne runs up to you?
I think he tries to stand up and stumbles and falls again. Tries to stand up, stumbles and falls again. More cough, more blood comes out. He looks like, as the two of them are rushing to him, he looks up at them and looks confused as he looks between the two of them and then over to the train and then back to them, like he doesn't know what he's seeing right now. Like he looks back and the portal has broken apart and right, so like it's gone.
The portal has closed up behind you. Yeah.
And he kind of turns around and looks back behind him like he's expecting to see something and sees nothing. So so he's just kind of there, dazed and confused.
Alex, what happened? Where did you just come from?
You're but and he grabs his head and just kind of like shakes it around a little bit. But how? Where? What is this?
I don't know. I just got here. I saw a huge cloud from the distance. I think Teddy's train blew up, but don't move, okay? I gotta try to find him, I guess. And I think I would try to like lay Alex down into a comfortable position, and then I don't know if where I angel wings did too, but I think alone I am going to try to angel wings directly to Teddy.
Okay. I think, but before we do this, let's jump to Chuck. Chuck, you've gotten to the door and you see that like there's like windowed paneling on it that there normally is. It was like frosted over, but now it's like shattered. So you can like essentially just climb in through the door. It's off its hinges anyway. As you step into the lounge cart, everything is in pieces. The furniture that Teddy had set up is all strewn about. The windows are shattered. There's all his like small little memorabilia that he had around, Alamo paperweights and large Texas Star like little frames, like all just demolished on the ground. You make your way through the debris, and you get to the passage between the lounge cart and the medical cart. The door also is off its hinges. The medical cart door is still on, but the window is shattered. Do you want to move into the medical car?
If that's the only option available to me, yes. I think Chuck is sort of like because the cart's on its side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he's sort of like standing on the wall, I guess.
Yeah.
And he looks around as he's like panting, and he's just like, and he calls out, Teddy.
You don't hear anything.
He, like, his hand shaking, like, because going through his head, he's feeling a sense of powerlessness, the loss of power and control that he usually, I guess he goes back to a moment in a combination Big ZD's arcade where his friend is taken from him and he is standing alone, and he is real, and so he's sort of like frantic, sort of looking around, like maybe like flips over some furniture as he makes his way to the medical cart.
Yeah. So I'll say as soon as you get into the medical cart, and you angel wings, and I'm going to need the two of you to make me act under pressure rolls, and you have a +2 to this roll. Chuck, you do not have a plus.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Act under pressure.
Okay, cool. 2 + 3 is a 5, plus another 2 is a 7.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay. So
Yeah.
and
doesn't do this.
I mean, I know that. Sorry to interrupt. But I took the level up that I get to mark a couple of moves as advance. I know that this act under pressure roll wasn't triggered by me trying to do something.
Mhm.
But on an advance, like on a 12 plus, I get to do what I wanted to do and something extra, or do what I wanted to do to absolute perfection. So if that ties in at all.
Yes, it does not. This is
Cool. The one time I roll really good. Come on, you got to take this from me.
No, it'll. I'm sure it will happen again. It's just in this scenario, act under pressure is the one role that kind of like works in with the situation in and of itself, and this situational role. It'll become clear in a moment.
That's fine. I just wanted to brag that I've leveled up a million times. Once more.
And so you angel wings, and all you angel wings into the heart of the crater, right? I say a crater, it's not like 50 feet down, but it is like it is the punctured hole of the terrain, just like smashed down into the ground. Maybe there's like a divot of 3 feet or something along those lines, but it is something happened here that had enough energy to fuse metal and ground. You look and you see that essentially the edge of the medical cart and the fabrication cart are like somewhat fused together, enough to where Chuck can still get in from the other side, but there is heavy damage everywhere. Chuck and Anne, the two of you notice that in these two spaces, in the crater and in the medical cart, there is like a very underlying layer of water. It's like enough to kind of like splish splash, but not enough to like actually sink into your shoes or anything of that nature. Chuck, you see that in the medical car, all the beds have been pushed like off to the side, strewn about, blankets everywhere. Alex's desk is in ruins. Any decoration that was in here has been destroyed. As you splish splash step into the space, you see that there is steam rising up from the water, but you don't feel any heat, and until you don't really feel anything until you just throw up into the water. Your vomit just kind of like splashes down and begins to kind of like float a little bit, and you're going to take 1 point of harm.
Oh, good.
Yucky. Okay.
And
Foo-foo.
inside the...
I take the damage, or sorry, Chuck takes the damage?
Chuck takes the damage.
Okay, my bad.
Anne rolled high, so Anne is okay.
I have not eaten anything. It's all water. Oh.
And you also see that, especially in this crater where like it's so close to the water tower, water is like freely flowing here, and there is still steam rising up in the air, and you can feel something's off, but you can't really tell. It's not really affecting you right now. There's debris of metal, there's debris of stone. You have essentially angel wings into into a disaster zone. So if you'd like to try and find Teddy, you'll have to roll me and investigate the mystery, or read a bad situation. One of the two.
I can't imagine that. Like, I feel like Anne, knowing how her angel wings work, not that it goes well the vast majority of the time, would expect to see Teddy right next to her. And so, not seeing Teddy right there, I think I'm going to just start frantically, like, splashing around and, like, turning over anything that I can turn over, just calling his name. Read a bad situation or investigate a mystery?
Whichever you choose. Each one has, like, question options, whichever one you feel like would work best in this scenario.
Am I totally like, I'm just sick?
It was just that one moment of like upchuck. Okay. You're still moving through the cart. Once Anne, once Anne has gone through her move, we'll jump back to you as you get through the cart to where she is.
Okay.
I'm also like, I'll also call out, knowing that Chuck is over here, that I'm inside the cart as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll investigate a mystery, I think. Everything is hell. That is a 4.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
For read a bad situation.
It was investigate a mystery, but I think either way, the consequence is just you get to take a hard move against me.
Mm-hmm. Re-roll that act under pressure roll with a +1 now instead of a +2.
Act under pressure. That's a 10.
Okay, yeah, that's good. You still feel off, and as you're moving through things, you come across an exposed lead iron box, and you see it's like it's been shunted off to the side, but it's heavily inside of a pool of water right now, and there is just like plumes of steam pouring off of it, and through the steam, through the water, you can see a neon green radioactive element dipped inside the water, and it is currently leaking. And you piece together that these tingles, these odd sensations that you've been feeling, is radiation pouring itself into your body.
That's like real bad. Does it seem like I could get it back into its little box, or is it just kind of like, oops?
Let me just scoop up the radiation a bit. You got some radiation spill.
You know, just like, when you spill, when you just, when you spill liquid and then you like grab it with your hands and try to get it out of the way.
There is a warped element to the box to where like you could technically cover it, but it's not going to seal perfectly.
Well, I'll put it in the box because right now it's sitting in the water is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to, and I would like to do it without using my hands. Like maybe I think I still have a dagger on my person from a few mysteries ago. So I'm gonna like. The music is not matching what's going on inside my brain right now anymore, because I'm just like like.
This is gonna be new for me.
So you're trying to pick up the lead box with your dagger.
Yeah. No, she's trying to pick up what I assume is uranium.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even my headphones are like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
This would also be an act under pressure roll, I would say, in order to pick up a radioactive element safely.
I mean, I would have to agree with you. That
Somewhat of an understatement, I would say, but
yes,
just
and of course,
this is.
Yes, exactly, just like that. Thank you, Chris. But yes, the intention here is to like pick it up and just like get it out of the way of leaking into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Because radiation. Bad. Radio waves are fine. They bring us the sweet, sweet tunes. Okay. See, I use humor as a coping mechanism. I'm so stressed out right now. I'm sure everybody in chat feels it too. And all of us. Except for Saul, who knows what's going on. That is a... Help me do math. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11.
Yes. So you managed to get the radioactive element out of the lead box. It's somewhat odd because it seems to be capped by like two by two silver caps at the end, and it is like an actual like a casing that has the element within it. And the glow is just coming from the element itself, but you can tell that there are like some tiny cracks here and there. The integrity of the glass has not been completely compromised, but it is leaking softly. So I guess my question is, how are you putting it off to the side? Like, what are you doing specifically to ensure it's safe, I guess?
Ugh. Ugh. Woof. I don't know, man. What do you do with a radioactive
down with
element?
one gulp.
Yeah, delicious.
I will
Down
say,
the hatch.
as you lift it up, Chuck will say that you've gotten through the medical cart and you have now gotten to the crater. As you enter into this space, roll me an act under pressure roll with a -1.
Okie dokie, artichoke. I do. My blood is so thin; it's not good to radiation poisoning. Oh, good, I was right. 5 plus 2. Oh, it's the radiation.
Oh no!
5 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 is 6. Oh,
No, it's
experience.
No, it's not. 5 plus 2.
No, it's not.
No, that's 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
Oh, wait. 5 plus 2 is 8.
7.
7,
You
yes,
said-
and the -1 is 6.
You said
Plus
5 plus 2
2
plus 2,
2.
which is why I'm confused.
I'm dumb.
So what did you roll, my
I
dude?
rolled a 3 and a 2, so I said
Okay.
5. And then I
Gotcha.
said plus 2. And then, so it's a 6.
Gotcha.
What is your... Okay, so cool. Your cool is 2.
My cool is 2.
Gotcha. Okay. That much more understandable. Maths.
Sorry. I said the wrong words, but I was thinking the right words.
Sure. So, Chuck, you take another point of harm.
Oh, good.
You kind of like stumble into the fabrication cart, and you drop on your hands and knees, and you upchuck again. But this time there is more blood inside the vomit.
That's so bad.
As it just kind of like begins to flow out into the water of this room.
Chuck does not care. He is looking for Teddy. Chuck is so Chuck's just still sort of like looking around. He's just like, he's calling out like, Teddy, come on. Ted, I swear to God, I will kill you if you're dead.
Chuck, make me either let's do investigative mystery, because you got that extra plus sharp now.
I'm just
And
so sharp.
As he's doing this, you have an active radioactive element in your hand. What are you doing?
Oh, what do you do with an active radioactive
Active, radioactive.
I will say, if you like, you out of everyone have the ability to get rid of this thing like very easily, right? Because you can teleport anywhere.
Yes.
I will say, if you want to teleport somewhere where I won't ask for a roll. But if you're trying to teleport to a space that you have not visited before, I'm going to ask you for an Angel Wings roll. For example, if you're trying to Angel Wings to like the middle of the ocean, or to like a well-known radioactive depository or something along those lines, like that's going to take an extra roll. But if you want to, like, otherwise you have to take it to somewhere or to someone
Man, Anne went to college. I think she knows that just dropping a bar of radioactive waste in the middle of the ocean is like bad for the planet. Um, I I think.
But we're
that would
looking
be-
for our old man. We don't have time.
Am I trying to set up Godzilla right now? Maybe. We'll find out. Continue.
Well, who am I to stop you then? Put me in the middle of the ocean, boss.
I mean, we got Bigfoot. We can make him bigger. We can get a whole thing going.
Dog, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. This is Masha, not like
I got an
I
8,
know a good place
by the
to
way.
Okay, how about this? And would you like to roll read a bad situation to see to like get some options?
Sure. You know, why don't I roll more dice? Let's do that. I've made like 4 rolls already. We've been streaming for it's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
fine.
It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
I will
It's
say
been an
30 of those
hour.
minutes we were not playing the game.
That's true. Chuck, what
Okay.
did you roll?
I rolled a 3 plus a 3 plus a 2, which is an 8.
Okay, so a mixed success. So you get to hold 1. What question would you like to ask and investigate a mystery?
I think I guess what is being concealed here?
Okay. It helps that you're on your hands and knees. You begin to kind of like move forward, and you find that in the debris itself, there's like large chunks of metal. There's like there's the gravel that's kind of like seeping in from the rail yard, and various kind of like tools and cabinets that Teddy had lying around that are now strewn about. You see that in one of these kind of like large clumps, you see the little robotic bird. Its foot is caught, but it is still trying to like flap away. It's still
My son.
still
What
spewing.
the fuck is this?
Still spewing its Latin, but you see that once it like notices your presence, the bird kind of like looks at you and like flaps wildly and just kind of like bounces on the rock that it's stuck on.
I've never met you before in my life. What is this bird doing here?
Anne, what did you roll for read a bad situation?
9.
Okay, so you get to hold
Got
one.
a slow brain today.
So what did you? What would you like to ask for your read a bad situation?
Thank you, Elsa.
I hate this. Elsa's the worst. I mean, the best, but also the worst. Don't read chat. I just want to make sure I ask a question that you're gonna give me like an actually useful answer to,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been burned before by being like, what's the most dangerous thing here? Yes, the radioactive thing in your hands.
Okay, but there's an obvious right answer on this one.
Well, don't say that. 'cause
Well,
now if I-
Dustin, now you make that just makes us feel stupid.
Listen, Chris, you were like, these are these numbers that I rolled, and now you all are dumb for not understanding.
Sorry, I was.
Look. In my head, I said the right numbers, and so that's all that matters. Is that I'm happy with myself.
I'm gonna go with what's the best way to protect the victims. And keep in mind, I'm already aware that not holding on to this nasty piece of radioactive gobbledy is the right course of action.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
think
Can't believe
Anne is
we've-
looking at it, racking her brain for like, where the hell can I put this thing so that I
Yes.
don't just absorb sad. Goobledygop is now what I've decided radioactive
I can't
energy
believe
is.
we
It's canon.
found-
You're welcome.
I can't believe we found Nickelodeon slime. I can't. It's
Forbidden
So,
snack.
and as your mind is in like in overdrive, right? Because like who do you know would be holding unprotected an active radioactive element in their hands in this moment in time? So your mind is going into overdrive about the different options that you have, the places that you could teleport to, when you remember something from your visit to your deity. You remember seeing a vision of an atomic cloud darkening the sky and becoming the silhouette of a giant hissing cobra. And you pause for a moment, and what would you like to do?
Hey, Keeper, I'm reading what you're saying as Apophis should eat this.
That is also
And I don't
in
know
my
if that's
mind.
right.
That's totally up
I don't
to
know
you.
if that's a right or not.
Apophis, put this in your mouth.
Please. And so I implore you, dear Keeper, this week on Turntables RPG and violates the Geneva Convention. Eric, that's every week on Turntables. Is that the vibe? Is that the vibe that I get? I don't know. Dog.
You get the vibe that radiation and Apophis are not the wildest things to combine together. Because what else is a radioactive element but an element that was created through forcing chaos into order? Like splitting the atom, you know? So
Also, if this thing's gonna eat the sun, I mean, a nuclear
That's-
bomb is really
you
that
know-
crazy.
That's fair. This is just the appetizer. The sun is the main course.
True.
We brought
Hello
some
and
hors
welcome
d'oeuvres
to my
for the table.
mukbang. Today I will be eating a bar of radioactive uranium. Tomorrow the sun. Thank you for joining. My Cash App is eatingbadthings.com.
Chuck is throwing up in the corner.
Please donate as quickly as possible because tomorrow the sun won't.
and go ahead and roll me another act under pressure roll. This time, no bonus, no minus. You're at
Is
plus
it
0.
is it because I've been too sassy today?
It's because you've been holding this radioactive element pretty close
I don't
to
know
you
what-
for
I don't know what you're
for an
talking
extended
about.
period of time.
And has
Um,
gloves.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
No,
because
no,
gloves
that-
will protect
Yeah,
you.
I think
Yeah,
there's a
that's
lot of difference between like
Hey, they're
Your
they're
fencing
they're
gloves.
lead gloves.
I don't remember
Canon,
that
it
in
was
the
all-
canon.
It was always planned. It was always planned. We're the keepers too.
Patrick, I'll give you $50 if you redesign Anne's gloves real fast.
Chuck actually has lead in his blood, so I don't even. He's all fine.
What am I rolling? Act under pressure. That is a 4 plus 2 is 6.
Okay.
Basic math.
Yeah, you get a very like coppery taste in your mouth, and you're afraid to check what's happening because you're tentatively holding this, but you're gonna take 1 point of harm. Ignore armor, and the longer you hold this, the more rolls you'll have to make. So what's Anne doing now?
Anne is becoming unstable. Which is no bueno. I think we're all
Chuck
just
is-
gonna die today, guys. What's up? Hey, how's
Chuck
it
is
going?
becoming both physically and emotionally unstable.
Chuck, I don't see him here. The longer
Oh, are we in
stay
still?
here-
Are you? We're in the same room.
Y'all are still
We're in the same room.
Oh yeah, okay. So you just see Chuck on his hands and knees, like what? The... Bird?
Barfing.
He's barfing, crying out for Teddy, and like looking very confused at this bird.
Chuck, I don't think that we should stay in here. I don't see Teddy. I don't know where he is.
I gotta. We're finding Teddy. You do whatever you're doing. I'm finding Teddy.
I teleported right to him, but he's not here. I don't know
He
where
must
he
be
is.
here. Then you're just not looking hard enough.
And I think I'm just gonna like really quickly angel wings over to Apophis and gingerly hand them this extremely radioactive material, and I'm gonna say,
Put this in your mouth.
Apophis, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever asked anyone to do, but I think that you can eat this and be okay. Would you do me a favor and have a little snack.
And Apophis is not, this isn't normal, but like none of this situation is normal. And I think,
You're a giant steak person.
yeah, I think behind, like, he is not in a place where he is going to A, consider what this is, B,
Oh no.
consider saying no to Anne, C, he's gonna eat the giant bar of radioactive material.
Oh god, this is
I can't
the
believe
worst.
Soul
Right on.
kills the entire party.
So very quickly, Apophis, in the time that they were in the train before Anne has angel wings to you, Alex has been laid down on the ground. Did you move close to Alex at all?
I want to say no because that would not expose Alex to radiation, but he did. Apophis did.
Yes, so this is something that you all probably weren't aware of. It doesn't matter. Alex is immune to radiation sickness.
Because it's
Legitimately,
Right.
it's a
legitimate-
form
So
of it's a
Chuck's
form
blood
of
is
disease
lead.
or illness.
he is immune to all sickness. Like, legitimately, Alex cannot get sick.
That is true, but you're not immune to harm. So once Anne appears with the radioactive, I will need a roll from Apophis and from Alex. Act under pressure. Alex, you get a +2 to the roll. Apophis, you get a +3 to the roll.
Oh no.
It's just the way the harm was presenting itself was like the vomiting and things of that nature, but as like the illness.
12.
11.
Right on. Yeah, the two of you feel that same shift in the air as Anne appears, but it doesn't seem to take effect to the two of you, in a strong way at least. So Apophis, you want to eat the radioactive element?
Yep.
Okay.
All part of a balanced breakfast.
Let's do an act under pressure roll, with this time with a +2.
Tall speaking to Sydney. No, they wouldn't be dumb enough to actually eat it. Like, I'm just gonna present that as an option, and then they'll know the real way is to teleport it to that weird underground pyramid thing from Dustin's Mystery.
I thought that didn't exist, really. I thought that was fake.
No.
No, just poison a Tennessee water supply. That's all. Slowly
I got
over the
a
course of 50 years.
14.
A 14?
A 14 to eat the radioactive material.
You pop that sucker. It as it enters your body, you don't know why, but you can sense that the casing just kind of like melts away, leaving just the actual element in and of itself. And in that moment in time where your body is absorbing the tremendous amount of energy from this element and just kind of like suffusing it through the cells of your body, there's a flash. You've always been very kind of like, you have to eat the sun, right? But you don't know what that looks like, what that seems like, but you get this warmth inside your body from this radioactive element that seems right. It seems like in the end, when it all comes down to it, if you eat the sun, it's going to be it's I just saw Elsa's messages.
Elsa, you're killing me.
Does it
Literally.
taste good?
I'm sitting here like trying to listen, and I'm like,
Answer the question.
I forgot where I was in the description, but you get the sense that like eating the sun would probably feel similar to this, the sun being a radioactive star in and of itself. And And Alex, and if you're still there, you watch as Apophis eats the element. Their normally red eyes kind of like flare green for a moment, and you see kind of like this like small plume of like green smoke just like erupt from their jaws and just kind of like dissipate out into nothing, as well as like small streaks of green lightning kind of like shoot out from their gem and like just retreat back inside. And maybe Apophis got bigger. You're not really sure. It's somewhat of an odd moment, but like maybe they seem beefier, maybe they seem wider, maybe they've grown like an inch or two, but there's a power now inside of Apophis that there wasn't before. And the radiation element is gone. I will say that it does leave a minty aftertaste in Apophis's mouth.
Okay.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
Yeah,
I would have been spicy.
I am not sticking around for that. I think that I am just dropping the bar off and angel wingsing. I am going right back to Teddy, primarily because I don't want Chuck to just die. You know?
Hello. Chuck, can Chuck free the bird?
Yes. Before that, I will say, Apophis, so that you are aware, you will have a +1 ongoing until I have deemed that you have expended the energy inside of you from the radioactive particle element.
Oh man, you've said that, and now Pops is gonna go swimming in the stuff.
So we transition back to the cart. Chuck, you're attempting to free the bird.
Yeah, I think Chuck is like, kind of like, his mind's all over the place. He sort of like crawls to the bird and be like, "Do you know where Teddy is? Random bird I've never seen before." And
it just continues to flap, and you see that its foot is kind of like crushed between one of the cabinets and like a heavy steel beam, and you get if you'd like, I would say this would probably be an act under pressure roll to try and free the bird.
Okay, we're doing it. 4 + 3. I'm not good at math. 7? Is that
Mm-hmm.
7? Yeah, 7 + 2 is 9.
9. Okay, so with a mixed success, I give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. If I will say, here's your price to pay.
Good.
If you want to shift this steel beam, you can. There's plenty of like extraneous debris that you can use as like a lever to shift it, right? But that is going to cause the mound, the actual debris of this mound, to become more unstable, and it will be a -1 to any checks following with this mound of debris.
Do I like this bird enough? Is it speaking Aladdin to me right now?
Yes, it is.
It's just like I don't know Queen. I don't know their music. Mamma Mia, let me go. Oh my God! I get Teddy. Chuck calls out to Teddy one more time just to hear if there's any like, hello. I am stuck under the rubble.
There is no response.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Okay, I guess Chuck does it. Might as well.
Okay. So you take the debris, and again, you begin to leverage, and you shift the steel beam just like enough to where it falls off of the cabinet and just like this thunk. You see the bird just like shoot out just from like the sense that it was like pulling against it at the time. and you see it kind of like flap in the air, like unbalanced in front of you, before like flying straight into your face and then landing on the cabinet and jumping up and down with its injured leg. And
I don't speak bird.
You see the bird kind of like hop down to the steel beam, into the exposed area of the debris that you've now opened up, and kind of like jumps up and down.
Okay, can I open the cabinet?
Yeah, the cabinet itself isn't open. It's like it is like landing flat.
Okay.
But by moving the steel beam, you have exposed an opening inside the debris. If you're going in to check that, that's something else entirely.
Okay. So the bird is bringing my attention to a cabinet that is laid down on the ground.
It is calling your attention to the opening that you have made.
Okay. I was like, okay, bird. I don't speak Latin. I was an English major. And by that I mean I dropped out in my first semester. Secondly, if you want me to go in this hole because Teddy is in this hole, jump once.
Jump.
Oh.
I will say,
Chuck, go.
The opening that you've opened is not large enough for you to crawl into. Maybe like stick your head inside, but it's not enough for you to get
Chuck
your
might
entire
as
body.
well. Chuck's gonna stick his head in.
All right. Even though most of the light has gone, in the moment in which your head was peeking inside, you can see that again everything's kind of like in a downhill slide from this like divot in the ground, this small crater. So you can see underneath the cabinet and other pieces of debris that are like slightly shifting, you see the upturned hand of Teddy underneath all this debris.
Fuck. Ted, please. Ted, come on.
There's no response.
It doesn't move, so it's just the hand.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can move this?
Like, there's only so much that like using a lever will shift these things. You think more than likely if you could enlist Apophis's help.
Yeah.
Probably maybe Alex too, if he wasn't so injured. And could probably shift stuff. It's like arguably everyone else on this team is stronger than you and Teddy, the two normal human old men. And so like if you were to enlist them, they would probably help. But
yeah, that really hits Chuck in the powerless feeling.
If you want to try for like a desperation roll just to see if maybe you roll like perfectly, I think
I do magic.
I think that would be cool. But
I think Chuck calls out like he's just calling like Apophis, please, help, please.
The three of you outside can hear Chuck yell, just kind of like moments after Apophis has absorbed this energy.
I have to go. Have to go. And Alex struggles to his feet and starts using his sword as like a cane to like keep himself from falling over again, like, and starts moving that way himself. Go, doctor, go. And like he's urging Apophis to go because that's who Chuck is calling for.
This is the minute Apophis hears Chuck's voice. He like sees Alex start to get up and like tries to give him a motion to like just stay down, but he is like big sprinting towards the train car.
Right on. Apophis, as you arrive into the train car, it's easier for you to climb in through like the outside of the crater going in, and you see that Chuck is kind of like on his hands and knees staring into this small opening of this large mound of debris within the cart itself.
Apophis, please. Teddy is under here. I'm not strong enough. I need help.
What should I lift?
Just the general things and the emotions towards the hole. He's like, his hands in there. Come on. We don't have time. He could not breathe. There is a chance.
This is going to try and like lift as much of the like rubble and debris off as possible.
Mm-hmm. I think Apophis, go ahead and roll an act under pressure roll. Chuck, roll a help out roll. Because I would say in this scenario, like, you are calling to attention the faults within the debris that Apophis essentially has to like muscle through, if that makes sense, as they're lifting.
I'm rolling a consistent number of 7 and 8s today, so that's a 7.
Okay.
I got a 12.
All right. Nice. So I think this has been physically taxing on Chuck. Getting through this, and then like also the emotional taxation of it. I'm going to need and it's been some time. The element is not active anymore, but there's still radiation in the air. So I'm going to need Chuck to roll me an act under pressure roll with a -2.
Oh, cool. My cool is useless. Okay, that's another 3 plus 5. That's an 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah, an 8.
So I'll say, with a mixed success, you take a -1 forward to your next roll. Apophis, as you're kind of like shifting through, you look over at Chuck and you see him just kind of like leaning on some debris, and you see that his skin is yellowing almost. It looks bad. It looks bad. It's gone past like just normal gray. And Apophis, you begin kind of like shifting, like you essentially like shove your muscles and your body into, and you use your arm as almost kind of like as a lever, and you manage to raise up like this 2-ton mound of debris and kind of shift underneath it. Was that 12 with your +1 ongoing as well?
Was with my +1 ongoing, yeah.
Cool. So you managed to like hold up the large amount of debris just like on your back, holding it up, and this large cabinet is free to like be shifted. Chuck, if you want to try and do that.
I guess might as well. Chuck tries.
But before you do that, Anne, what are you doing?
So I could have sworn I said that I was angel winging. I can't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Right back into the train after I handed Apophis
Gotcha.
the thing, so I guess I would have been there the whole time.
Do you want to help Chuck with the cabinet? Or is there anything else that you want to be doing inside this cart?
I can assist, sure.
Cool.
Would that be a help out roll?
Yes, it would. Chuck, what did you roll?
Oh, you wanted me to roll? You didn't tell me to roll anything.
Oh, yeah, then yes. Chuck, it will be an act under pressure roll, and it's going to be a help out roll.
Do I... and then I have the -1 forward?
Yes.
Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus my 2 cool, which is 9 minus 1 is 8.
Okay.
Constant 8s.
Hey, better than constant 6s and belows.
I guess.
So I think I would actually not help out because it wouldn't go well, and it could potentially just be bad for everybody. So I think that I would just still be in the cart, just making sure that nothing goes terribly wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, standing by at the moment with I don't know, hands raised and
Understood.
feeling like absolute garbage because I'm unstable.
Yeah, Chuck, you managed to get most of the cabinet off, and Apophis and Chuck, you see the the cabinet is still kind of like somewhat on Teddy's left side of the body, but you have exposed his face, his torso, his legs, and you see that his nose is broken, his eyes are bloodshot. They're very unfocused right now. He's like bleeding down the left side of his face. You can see that there is blood soaked into his clothes on the left side of his body, and one of his legs is pointing in an odd direction. And you see that as soon as he sees the three of you, one of his fingers in his open hand twitches a little bit.
So he's still under the cabinet somewhat.
Yes, it's still like on the left side of his body, but you have exposed most of him.
Yeah, I think Chuck is like shaking as he moves the cabinet. It's like, what is the point of selling my stupid soul if I'm not going to be able to move a fucking cabinet?
Chuck.
Fuck. Oh God, Ted. Chuck is like completely lost. He's shaking. He may or may not be dying, depending on what you think of medical things. He's just sort of like leans forward, like he tries to like goes into like check on Teddy. He's not like a medical person or anything. He doesn't know what he could do. He just is trying to get to Teddy to see if he's okay.
Yeah, you kind of have to slide down a little bit in the gravel, but you get to his exposed body, and you feel his hand kind of like grasp your sleeve and kind of like tug on it a little bit, but that's all he does.
Look, dummy. You can't just freaking die on me. You, out of the two of us, you should not be the one to die first. You got a freaking kid, grandkid. You actually have people who care about you. You don't do this, please.
Teddy's hand kind of like lifts up and kind of grabs the front of your shirt, and his arm goes dead, which is like what's pulling you. There is no strength in his hand, and he just kind of like pulls you a little bit closer, and he says, Chuck, you've got to take care of them.
No, you. No. You got. We'll do it. We'll do it together. You're literally, in every sense of the word, so much more prepared than me. You have so much energy. You literally have everything I could ever want. Your life is literally, you're everything I can't be. I can't do. I can't lead people. No. We'll get you help. Alex is outside. Well, he'll come in. He'll fix you right up. Don't even worry.
You see Chuck, or you see Teddy kind of like laugh and cough at the same time, and you can see that there's blood on his teeth, and as he coughs, like a little bit kind of like speckles on his lips, and he puts a hand kind of like on Chuck's cheek, and he looks like he wants to say something to you, but he just like begins to cough more. And his hand kind of drops to his chest, just kind of like containing his cough. And he looks back at you, Chuck, and he says, Apophis, before his eyes close and his head lolls back. And it looks like you wanted to say something.
First of all, second of all, I'm gonna run over after having watched Chuck, kind of fix everything and try to lay on hands Teddy. I'm not gonna sit here and just not do anything.
Okay.
So I would like to try to heal him.
He's just taking a nap. He's okay. We're all good.
Okay, so go ahead and roll lay on hands as you get to Teddy's body. Apophis, I'm gonna need you to roll another act under pressure as you are holding this 2-ton rubble mound.
That is 13.
13.
So what that would do is heal 2 harm or an illness plus they're stabilized.
Okay. You tell me what this looks like. What is Anne doing?
I think that
Mars will get to you. And what do you do to it?
Uh-oh. I think that Anne had been stepped back listening to Chuck and Teddy talk, but realized, no, don't show me that. I don't want to see it. Lord God. And I'll do the eye thing. When I hear Chuck get more and more upset and hear Teddy get quieter and quieter, I think you all see Anne kind of like rush over, like both hands outstretched, and just touch as gingerly as she can whatever parts of Teddy that are closest to her, and like tears like well up in her eyes and drip down as she chants a small phrase and channels all of her energy into healing Teddy.
All right, yeah. Chuck, you watch this happen. And you immediately see Teddy's skin was like very gray, whether it was from the partial asphyxiation underneath this mound of rubble, or
the radiation,
or the blood loss. Some color returns, and you catch the smallest bit of like a breath kind of like expand his chest just a little bit. As soon as that happens, however, bits and pieces of the rubble begin to fall around the three of you on the ground. As you look up, you see Apophis is still like holding up the majority of the mound, but chunks are now just kind of like falling inward. It's like it is a combination of, Chuck shifting that beam in the first part, and then Apophis just trying to muscle their way to lifting this huge weight, essentially fighting gravity. Mars, you got snake eyes?
Yeah. But I am going to use a luck point.
Oh, okay.
Because 3 out of 4 of my party members are under there, and I don't think they can take 2 tons of weight falling on
What
them.
do you mean? My bones
You won't
are
know
so
until
strong.
we try.
I
I may or may
prefer
not be
to
dying of
try.
liver failure.
Chuck's bones are made of lead. We've all
Right on.
established.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
my blood is lead.
Before we talk about the consequences of luck, let's go ahead and play this out. So I will say, this will expend all the rest of your energy from the radioactive element, so you won't have a +1 ongoing after this. You all watch as Apophis's eyes flare green once more, and from their gem, this green lightning begins to arc up and just just run across their body as like muscles tense, and they just kind of like lift up higher. It seems as if they're channeling like an immense power to keep this thing up. Probably don't want to leave them in that state, but y'all are currently like, you see the electric, like the green lightning kind of like begin to grab pieces of faulty debris and kind of like hold it up as like a greater shield that Apophis is kind of like holding up on top of y'all. What are y'all doing?
And can you lift the cabinet and I will drag him out? Or vice versa?
I've got an easier solution, I think.
Oh yes, use angel wings,
Don't
and
tell me what to do, Chris. I'm gonna try to angel wings the two of us the fuck out of here. The three of us.
no, just leave me. Leave me. It's my time.
Here comes the snake eyes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, don't. Hey, shh.
Go ahead and roll for angel wings.
What if I don't want to?
Then
Then
impasse,
dies.
I guess. Yeah, we'll just call the stream
Oh,
there.
God.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good sigh.
That's a 12.
Right on.
Oh, and I should tell you where I'm angel winging us, right? Because
Yes.
that's important.
Please. Do.
I'm going to be angel winging us kind of back to the spot where Alex emerged from Spooky Portal.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's. Yes, as you disappear, Apophis, what are you doing?
Apophis is just trying to hold up this rubble. Like, he knows that if he's no good at healing. He can't, like, he's not good at talking to people or soothing them or anything. He is there to be the muscle, and he is being the muscle. He is, like, this is all he knows what to do, and so he is just, like, putting all of his energy and his, like, stress and like his fear and his, like, every emotion is just being channeled into raw physical strength as he's lifting this rubble off of his compatriots.
Mars, would you please remind us and the audience what your luck move does when you expend one?
Yeah. Whenever I spend a point of luck, another sign of the apocalypse will come to pass. When I have spent all my luck, the apocalypse begins. Sign of there's some example signs of the apocalypse, such as betrayal, eternal darkness, the portal opens, red sun, world war, ancient evil reborn. Basically, not great things, but
Honestly, an average Tuesday.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the red sun. I think as you watch your friends leave and you're exerting this gigantic amount of energy, a couple things happen in tandem. The first is Anne, Chuck, and I suppose Alex, since you're in that area as well. You all angel wings back, and you have Teddy with you.
Why would you say it like that?
As you return, you don't see Apophis, but something changes. Everything begins to become darker. And you all look up, and even though it was like somewhat a cloudy day, you see the sun, normally it's white light, beginning to shift into this orange red light that just begins to like fall across everything. And the sun just stays that way. It doesn't disappear in a matter of seconds. It is just red daylight right now. Apophis, are you attempting to shift off all the debris and get out without getting hurt?
Yes,
Actually,
that would be...
yeah, you expended a point of luck. You just prolonged the apocalypse. We'll say you get that. You definitely get out of there just fine.
Oh, that's good. At least I get out of this rubble fine.
Apophis, you shift a bunch of the rubble, and you manage to like push your body out from this divot as it all just comes crashing down once more, like mixing up, things rolling off to the side. a cloud of dust just kind of like lifting up, mixing with the smoke and steam as you get out of the rubble. You see something sticking out from some of the pieces. It is glowing slightly, and it seems to be, it definitely fits within the palm of your hand. Jumping back to the group outside, the red sun has distracted y'all for a moment from your comrade. Just in the sense that it is such a wild phenomenon that doesn't happen that often, that you've never seen. That is very odd. As you look down, you notice that Teddy's not whole. His entire left side of his body is just caked with blood. And you see that he is missing his entire left arm. It seems to have been severed, and the body, the blood is still somewhat pooling around the shoulder, not heavily like it was beforehand, but even though his breathing has been stabilized and his body's not on death's door, he is still in an extremely severe state and needs immediate medical attention.
Where are like the police officers and other people to show up when there are explosions?
I will say at this point, you do hear sirens wailing in the distance.
Okay. Jeez.
Alex, bite him.
Didn't see that coming.
Don't tell me it didn't work. It won't work. Don't tell me it won't work.
Alex gets his medical bag and just starts to do everything he can for like emergency trauma stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unfortunately, the keeper blew up his trauma center, so he can't really do anything there. So he's just gonna have to. Man, he's got like 4 friends right now who are dying for different reasons.
Okay.
But
Anne's okay.
Let's
That's
see.
not stable.
I'm unstable.
Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
and drops to one knee. Like very, very
Okay.
strong constitution, but when you're unstable, you're unstable. Like the thing that's holding Anne up right now is just like sheer
Power of
adrenaline.
will?
Yeah. Power of will, adrenaline, all that jazz.
Okay, so we're all not. Well, Chuck is technically okay mechanics wise. The yellow skin's concerning.
Yeah, I think as Anne sees Alex, as beat up and battered as he is, bring his bag over to Teddy, she is just going to, from her dropped knee, roll onto her back and just start crying. Just like, not a heavy weep, but just like hands on her face, like lightly whimpering. This is arguably the worst thing she's ever experienced in her whole life. So it is hitting really hard right now.
Alex,
And she hurts.
Alex, are you attempting to do like a medic roll at all, or are you just like?
oh yeah.
Otherwise,
Might as well.
okay. Then go ahead and make the medic roll. Chuck, you make me read a bad situation.
Oh, good. I'm so good at those. I'm so sharp. Snake eyes. So that's a 4.
Right on.
I get experience from watching my best friend die. Oops.
I will let you know how that plays out. Alex, what did you get for your roll?
10.
10?
10.
All right. Remind me what medic does.
You have a full first aid kit and the training to heal people. When you do first aid, roll plus cool. On a 10 plus, the patient is stabilized and healed with 2 arms.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say with what you have in your med kit, you are able to clean Teddy's shoulder up and temporarily stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
He's
I think
looking
that
better, but you need to move him somewhere else. You need
Yes. His Alex's main purpose for that is to stabilize him enough that he can be transported.
Gotcha.
Like that was his main purpose with that.
Um,
He knew there's no way that he could like fix this man lying on the ground in the dirt next to a smoking ruins of a train.
Chuck, you, as soon as you see Alex like patch up the body, you are immediately relieved, and that just because that forefront problem of finding Teddy and making sure that he was okay has been solved. I'll say for the sake of this, you think Teddy's gonna pull through. Just because when
I don't like that you gave me that on a fail to read a bad situation.
I say this because you see Alex work his magic, his first aid magic, and you're like, Teddy doesn't need any more attention. Like, he's fine. Alex just took care of him in that sense. Like, but everyone else can tell that Teddy needs more. He's going to need to go to a hospital and things of that nature. As that happens, let's jump to the train. Apophis, you're still in there. Are you attempting at all to look into what's going on with the globe?
I think Apophis is giving it like a quick look, but it is not like if he can't immediately access it, that is not his main concern right now. They're just gonna kind of like, if it is something they can like pick up and put in a fanny pack that also acts as a disguise thing that they can like look at later.
I will say I'm still gonna ask you to roll an investigative mystery roll.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of this, just to see like if hopefully you roll and no.
That's a 4. That's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, as you think about everything that Teddy had inside his train, all the artifacts, doodads, weapons, everything that you have all now essentially arguably lost, you just kind of get overwhelmed with the information, and you don't want to search anymore inside the train.
And Apophis is going to go like try and get out of the train. He doesn't know where Anne went because she angel wings, but he at least knows that like Alex is on the outside of this train, so he's gonna basically try and get back outside this heaping pile of rubble and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy enough to do. Like, you're still the leftover effects of the radioactive elements still have you like very amped. So it's very easy for you to just kind of like hop out of the train in like one go. You can see them off in the distance, like, you just have to move over there, but they are a fair ways away. And roll me an investigate a mystery roll.
You sure about that?
Yes, please.
Well, Keeper, whatever information you wanted to give me, you can't, because that was a 5.
You really need to stop having literally everyone just like.
This is
No
the
one-
game. Everyone's got to roll.
As a reminder, my highest stat is tough.
Dude, no way, same.
Trying to think.
But guess how close I am to leveling up again, friends? Very.
Congratulations.
Retired.
Yeah, I think Anne is also in shock, and the situation has just kind of gotten to a lot of the people. So, Alex, please roll me investigate a mystery since you were on Teddy's body.
Great. Okay, here we go. Time for me to get some experience in Someone's plans to unravel. Yeah, I gotta do math. Hang on. What is...
Gotta get the calculator. Chuck's just lying next to Teddy now, just being like, it's gonna be okay.
That is an 8.
Okay, you get to hold 1. If you want to ask any question except for what is being concealed here, you can if you'd like to, but what is being concealed here is definitely what I was trying to get y'all to do.
No, I'm gonna ask what can hurt it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna kill Teddy.
Right on.
No,
If only you had some uranium.
Apophis, I need you to barf real quick. Come here.
I need you to throw up on this man. It's fine.
Disgusting. Terrible.
What is being concealed here?
All right. After patching Teddy up, you're kind of like going through his effects. You take out like broken, gadgets from his jacket. He's not even wearing. Sorry, not his jacket. His like little waistcoat that he wears. He's not even wearing his jacket. His hat is gone. As you're kind of like searching around him, you realize that there's something around Teddy's neck. As you reach into his shirt and you find a necklace that you have never seen before. Like, none of you have ever seen Teddy wear this at any point in time, not even earlier today. You pull it out from underneath his dress shirt, and it is a tourist necklace of a small glass pyramid. It still even has the price tag on it, $8.99.
Teddy, when did you go?
And it's
gift
got
shopping?
It has like the little liquid inside with like the gold flakes where you can like shift it around and things of that nature. But you have never seen Teddy wear this before. It could be argued that this was not on Teddy's body before the accident happened.
I mean, definitely Alex, because Alex just got here.
Alex is just like, what is this glass pyramid? I don't get it.
And I think we're going to go ahead and take our 15-minute break here. We're going to come back at 9:05.
Really?
Around 9:05. So thank you all for sticking with us. Wow, that was stressful. And I'm glad that we...
Dude, I'm cool
Yeah.
as a corn dog.
So we will see y'all in 15 minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope to see you when we get back.
My name is Dr. Alexander Rose, and as hard as it may be to believe, I am a vampire. Well, at least partly. I don't even truly remember how this came about. You see, I had a problem with certain controlled substances. I was a user. I also gave freely out of the pharmacy connected to my clinic. There were many that I shared with. All of this culminated with one night, one bite, and my life changed forever. I'm now hunting for my sire, the one who turned me into this, and for any knowledge on my unique condition, while trying to fix the life that I found myself in. I fight the urges. I work to try and make the world now a safer place for those like I once was, and for those like I am now. To prove my humanity remains, and that I'm more than monstrous.
My name is Anne Darelay, and it's lovely to meet you. For the bulk of my career, I've been a dating coach. This has been a bit contentious for my parents, who think that there are more respectable paths for me to take. What's important to me is that I'm helping people. That's not what got me to where I am now. One day, I stirred from a nap with a message from an unseen deity looping through my head. The apocalypse is coming, it said, and it is your duty to ensure it comes to pass. Something inside me had woken up. As silly as it sounds, I had powers. A year has passed, and I'm no closer to learning the origin of these powers, or bringing about the end of days at that, but I've still found a way to put them to good use. If you ask politely, I'll still give you tips on flirting with a beautiful stranger at the bar. But if they turn out to be a shapeshifter, then I'll be the one to take them out.
I am the head of Apophis. The Egyptian snake god prophesied to swallow the sun and bring about the end of the world. I was summoned from my slumber about 20 years ago by a group who didn't understand the weight of their actions, by a group that failed to acknowledge my power. And so I was split. I should have been risen as a horrifying, monstrous snake, large enough to swallow the sun, but instead I'm just the head of one. As I wondered, contemplating the life I now had before me, this form couldn't bring about the end of days, I began to appreciate the world around me and see what it had to offer. The apocalypse is my destiny, but I'm not sure it's the future I really want.
The name's Chuck Duval, though some people might be more familiar with my old work title, the Silencer. You could say I was a hitman. I used to take out anyone for the right price, be it people or monsters. How many people I killed is a secret between me and God. I've been retired for the past couple of years, but things change. Retirement got boring, and I don't have that much time left to waste doing crossword puzzles in between my daily dose of Vicodin. So might as well use it to silence a few deadbeats on my way out.
1 second, folks. Recalibrating the sonic rifle. Almost there. Hot damn! Oh, shit. Oh, I apologize. Let me introduce myself. My name is Theodore Ulysses Franklin. You can call me Teddy. Born in good old San Antonio, Texas, back in 1959. My mama was Mexican, my daddy a cow rancher, and sí, hablo español. After graduating from MIT with various degrees, I delved into some of the fringe sciences. There, I discovered the existence of the supernatural, and I realized my purpose: researching the unexplained and protecting normal folks from the terrors in the dark. My savings went into building Old Tex, my mobile base of operations, out of the scraps of a 442 Atlantic steam locomotive. Old Tex and I travel across the country, fighting monsters, protecting people, and riding the rails.
My name is Dr. Alexander Rose, and as hard as it may be to believe, I am a vampire. Well, at least partly. I don't even truly remember how this came about. You see, I had a problem with certain controlled substances. I was a user. I also gave freely out at the pharmacy connected to my clinic. There were many that I shared with. All of this culminated with one night, one bite, and my life changed forever. I'm now hunting for my sire, the one who turned me into this, and for any knowledge on my unique condition, while trying to fix the life that I found myself in. I fight the urges. I work to try and make the world now a safer place for those like I once was, and for those like I am now. To prove my humanity remains, and that I'm more than monstrous.
My name is Anne Darelay, and it's lovely to meet you. For the bulk of my career, I've been a dating coach. This has been a bit contentious for my parents, who think that there are more respectable paths for me to take. What's important to me is that I'm helping people. That's not what got me to where I am now. One day, I stood from a nap with a message from an unseen deity looping through my head. The apocalypse is coming, it said, and it is your duty to ensure it comes to pass. Something inside me had woken up. As silly as it sounds, I had powers. A year has passed, and I'm no closer to learning the origin of these powers, or bringing about the end of days at that, but I've still found a way to put them to good use. If you ask politely, I'll still give you tips on flirting with the beautiful stranger at the bar. But if they turn out to be a shapeshifter, then I'll be the one to take them out.
I am the head of Apophis, the Egyptian snake god prophesied to swallow the sun and bring about the end of the world. I was summoned from my slumber about 20 years ago by a group who didn't understand the weight of their actions, by a group that failed to acknowledge my power. And so I was split. I should have been risen as a horrifying, monstrous snake, large enough to swallow the sun, but instead I'm just the head of one. As I wondered, contemplating the life I now had before me, this form couldn't bring about the end of days, I began to appreciate the world around me and see what it had to offer. The apocalypse is my destiny, but I'm not sure it's the future I really want.
The name's Chuck Duval, though some people might be more familiar with my old work title, the Silencer. You could say I was a hitman. I used to take out anyone for the right price, be it people or monsters. How many people I killed is a secret between me and God. I've been retired for the past couple of years, but things change. Retirement got boring, and I don't have that much time left to waste doing crossword puzzles in between my daily dose of Vicodin. So might as well use it to silence a few deadbeats on my way out.
1 second, folks. Recalibrating the sonic rifle. Almost there. Hot damn! Oh, shit. Oh, I apologize. Let me introduce myself. My name is Theodore Ulysses Franklin. You can call me Teddy. Born in good old San Antonio, Texas, back in 1959. My mama was Mexican, my daddy a cow rancher, and sí, hablo español. After graduating from MIT with various degrees, I delved into some of the fringe sciences. There, I discovered the existence of the supernatural, and I realized my purpose: researching the unexplained and protecting normal folks from the terrors in the dark. My savings went into building old techs, my mobile base of operations, out of the scraps of a 442 Atlantic steam locomotive. Old Tex and I travel across the country, fighting monsters, protecting people, and riding the rails.
Just about to go to my microwave and take a picture of it.
Well, I'll do it when we're done. And
Guys, maybe
I will
after
have
we're
food
done,
for
we
my
should all
friends.
take pictures with our microwaves.
And
Sounds
we're,
like a great plan.
I think we're back.
yes, we're back.
Okay.
But not with our microwave.
Everyone, go home, take a picture with your microwave.
Yeah, I want pictures with our microwaves all throughout the Discord right now.
It's the new trend. All the kids are doing it. It's not weird.
It's not weird.
Just do it.
Don't say it's weird.
If
I
that
will
was
cry.
doesn't even need to be your microwave, just show me pictures of microwaves.
Yeah,
But
any
preferably
yeah,
with your
as Elsa
reflection in
said, microwave check. Shout out to my microwave for helping me make a cookie in a mug.
Shout out
Sponsored
to my
by
microwave.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
My
Okay.
microwave played absolutely zero effort in getting my bowl of cereal that I just finished.
My microwave.
That's
is
a
my
good
best friend.
thing.
My microwave burnt my popcorn.
Oh. Never
bad
mind
microwave.
Mars's microwave. That would.
All outpost for my microwave burnt my
I am-
popcorn.
So,
You know
I
how
am-
people sometimes, like when their dogs do bad things, they put a little sign around their neck that says like "I ate my own poop" and stuff. Just put a little thing on
Sticky
your
note on
microwave
there
that
that
says
says,
"I
"I burnt
burnt Lawrence's
popcorn."
popcorn."
Someone clip just that. Just clip Masha saying, "I ate my own poop." That's
No. First the simp hands, now this.
Oh.
so now that we're done talking about microwave shaming,
Is Teddy dead?
so it has been a little over 10 minutes since you arrived on the scene initially. It has been a very fast, action-packed moment. The sun is now red. Teddy is stabilized, but is in desperate need of medical attention. There are sirens approaching your location, getting louder by the minute. And 4 out of the 5 of you are pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
I'm fine, Chuck says as he's throwing up.
what are y'all doing?
listen. If we're here when the cops get here, we're going to be answering a lot of questions. I don't know what you all have been doing since I've been gone, but does this?
Motorcycles mostly.
He holds up the pyramid necklace. Does this mean anything?
We were actually about to head to the Bass Pro Shop Glass Pyramid before the train blew up.
I think, Chuck, I think you may be having some symptoms mentally.
Don't you talk to me like that, talking bird.
He is staring at the floating bird that has followed him from the train. Not at you.
Now I'm extra concerned. And he turns to look at Anne, who is unstable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, never mind. Apophis. What is... Okay, I'm going to show you this pyramid, but like... What is this? What is going on?
I mean, Chuck is clearly suffering from something, but it is very likely what I have been told is a large fishing store. There's a big old pyramid-shaped fishing store, apparently.
And I think
Wait, are we
at
in
this
Memphis?
point,
You're
oh
right.
yeah, you don't even know where we.
Right now, you are in West Memphis, Arkansas, which is right across the Mississippi River from Memphis, Tennessee.
Alex is just piecing all of this together from what he can only assume are the delusional rantings of 3 dying people.
There was maybe Crocodile Man. We haven't determined that one yet.
What?
He takes the hearts and the teeth.
No, that was back in Illbrook.
No, but now it's here too. You're way behind. You know, you're talking
Alex,
nonsense.
Alex, you didn't watch last week's stream, did you? Oh, you missed it.
The siren.
Alex, are you not subscribed with Twitch Prime? It is literally free
Hey.
money.
The sirens are getting louder.
And we need to go.
We need to. Do we? Okay, cool. I mean,
There's-
Teddy's fine now.
Is
no.
he?
Teddy,
That's what the keeper told me to say. I don't.
Teddy needs some serious medical attention, but again, if we're caught here, I mean, we could end up being arrested for all I know.
Let's.
I don't do good in prison.
Would someone like to roll read a bad situation?
I mean, I think
I
Anne
might.
is going to throw out an idea really quickly.
Yeah, by all
Which
means.
is I have been to quite a few hospitals in my life. I can take Teddy to one, or at least I can try. I can't promise that it's nearby, but I'll leave and come back in the blink of an eye. Haha, that all rhymed.
Well, that's my favorite song. It is. I think it's by Queen.
But if you guys want to get moving, I can try to transport Teddy, and I'll just meet you guys there.
If you show up at the hospital with a man who looks like that,
Who is missing an arm?
you will be detained, and the police will come to you there.
Well, what's our alternative? We can't leave him here, and if we bring him to a hospital nearby, they're still gonna detain us and ask us a bunch of questions.
Should we look for the arm?
Is there
I think he needs a hand.
ambulances on their way here?
I would imagine so. There's sirens. Can you hear the difference between cop cars and ambulance? Wee-oo.
It's a very distinct difference. I know it well.
I
All
guess
right,
you would-
silencer. What's the difference? What do your elf
It's like a
ears hear?
frequency, you know, it's a different tone. And also the sound, like the doo-doo-doo, you know, yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna take the keeper up on that read a bad situation roll, if that's
Okay.
By all
Okay.
means.
That's gonna be 10 even.
All right. So you get to hold 2. Oh no, I think you get to hold 3.
10 plus.
I think
one.
it's actually 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Number 1. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
I mean, Anne got rid of the radioactive material from inside the train, but Teddy
To
has
be fair, Apophis did.
but both of them in tandem did. To be fair, Teddy has warned y'all almost every single time that if something were to happen to the train, that he has a lot of things in the back in that fabrication workshop that could cause problems if become volatile. So it is a
We
combination.
gotta blow up the train more.
It's a combination of the danger the unseen danger right now is the combination of the law coming to you and then the possible ticking time bomb of the train as well.
Okay. What is the best way to protect the victims?
So you are aware that you need to get Teddy to medical attention as quickly as possible. However, being the astute doctor that you are, you have pinpointed the problem of, like, you know, if you were to leave Teddy at a hospital, especially one nearby, they would probably tie his, even if he probably has some like radiation sickness as is, they would probably tie that to the train accident. And so in order to not put Teddy in legal trouble or something along those lines, you would need to come up with a way to get him medical attention on the down low, without having to deal with the normal routes of medical attention, if that makes sense. That's like no ambulances, no I'm sorry, no ambulances, like no actual like hospitals per se, and you are in the moment you are kind of like struggling to think about what that is specifically. I'm gonna hold off on another piece of information dependent on what your last question is, if that's okay.
Sure.
I will confirm that someone in chat confirmed that there is difference between the sounds.
I mean, I could have guessed that they all have different noises. I just can't like picture.
You want
them
to
in my
fact
head.
check me?
Or did you want to keep your hold for a later time, Alex?
I may want to do that because
Okay.
right now, I think those are the big questions.
Sure. Then I will say the last thing that comes to your mind during this kind of thought session is Teddy. They stopped the train here at this rail yard, and the reason that they were in West Memphis in the first place, you would have been briefed on this by Eclipse, is that they were looking into a grisly murder, and which means that the team would have come in contact with some kind of forensics team at that crime scene. And I'll leave it there.
They were missing their heart and their teeth.
I think while there's this moment of kind of like stillness as everyone is trying to figure out what to do, Apophis is going to go over to Anne and try and use magic to heal harm, because he knows that a lot of the harm Anne is dealing with right now is from when he was in a similar situation, and he feels extremely guilty for that. So he is going to try and use magic to heal one harm from Anne.
All right, go ahead and roll for use magic.
Okay. I got new dice, so maybe I won't fail. That is a 9.
Okay. So with use magic on a mixed success, you get to choose. I believe there's a glitch.
There is, yes. So I choose an effect and I choose an effect. You choose a glitch. My effect is
You choose
heal
the glitch.
one harm.
So you choose both the effect and the glitch, and then I decide what effect the glitch has.
Oh, okay. I am going to heal 1 harm, and I'm gonna go with I will take 1 harm.
Okay. Yeah. I think the way this plays out, you how do you do you just like lay on hands on Anne, or what's the process of this? What's Apophis doing?
He knows Anne is not one who maybe, like, he doesn't want to be obvious about it.
Mm-hmm.
He is worried that Anne would try and refuse his help, and so he is going to, like, kind of come over and like maybe start talking to her and like casually put his hand on her shoulder and be like, you know, secretly doing magic, basically.
I love that.
Because he also, I think, he feels guilty that Anne has taken so much harm.
Mm-hmm.
But he also knows that Anne would not want him to feel guilty for like for the situation they are in, so he is just going to try and, like, as sneakily as possible, take some harm from Anne.
Sure.
Basically.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I don't think that Anne would even notice, because she's, you know, probably still like quietly crying just a little bit, like barely picking herself up off the floor. So
Well, see, here's the
she's
fun
just-
thing is I get to decide how this goes down.
uh-huh.
So, and you get to you are very preoccupied. The pain is still there. Like it is like
Preoccupied with my tears.
it is extreme. Like even like it's just like it's even if your mind is currently occupied with other thoughts or other emotions, like the pain has not gone away. It's still like the undercurrent of it is under everything. I am curious, however, of like what a casual conversation Apophis would have in this moment to distract Anne from the healing. What does Apophis say?
So Apophis comes over to a crying Anne, and he puts his hand on her shoulder, or like I guess she's lying down, so that's a little weird, but he's gonna put his hand on her shoulder anyway, and just be like, everything is stable now. I'm not going to say things are good, but everything is stable, and you have been so you have helped more than I think you realize, and it's okay to be hurt because you have taken on so much. And thank you.
I think as soon as you say you've taken on so much is when you heal Anne. And so Anne, you heal for 1 harm. Apophis, you take 1 harm. You have your hand on Anne's shoulder, and the two of you can see the red energy in Apophis's arm flare brightly. And you feel immediately a soothing sensation underneath your skin, as you feel probably any residual radiation in your body be absorbed. But as the arm flares, there's a spasm in Apophis's body, and Apophis, you drop. If you were like on one knee, you drop to two knees and kind of like have to like hold yourself on the ground. It seems like your body was just not ready to absorb more radiation after expending so much energy to lift the mount, and that's why you took damage. And you take notice of Apophis's attempt to heal you.
Thank you. I guess we're even now.
I don't think I owe you one, but
Group CPR.
we can be even. How?
CPR.
So I have a mechanics question actually. Now that I'm
About group CPR.
no, it has nothing to do about group CPR, but it has to do with healing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you reach 4 or more, you mark unstable.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back below that threshold, are you considered stable, or is becoming stable again something different?
I think becoming stable is something different. Yeah. In every term where it talks about not becoming like unstable, it like you're not in great danger if you are underneath 4 harm. But if you are unstable, you still need attention. You need attention that will stabilize you. Is the specific thing. Otherwise, it's going to continue to get worse. So right now, Apophis has given Anne like a salve. You know, like
Salve.
yeah, a
Do
salve.
you pronounce that?
I'm gonna go with what
Salve.
Dustin said. Yeah, salve. And
In
essentially,
the Hunter reference sheet, it does talk about unstable being a different thing, or kind of.
because I think it's like the longer that somebody is still unstable, they can continue to take harm until like if they're at 4 and they continue to take harm because no one checks on them, and they get to 8, is when they kick it. And so even though Anne is like down to 3, she still needs like proper medical attention to stabilize.
Okay.
Arguably, Anne could stabilize herself with lay on hands, or is it just other people? I think maybe it's just other people.
I think that it might just be other people. I mean, it doesn't say. It says lay your hands on someone hurt, which I guess could be myself.
Mm-hmm.
You are someone hurt.
It's true. I mean, on a 7 to 9, I can heal the harm, but take it into myself. So basically, it's a failure if it's anything 9 or below.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
I could certainly try. I mean, classic game master phrase, right? But yeah, so we've agreed that I'm basically still unstable, right?
Yes. Yeah, you've
Okay.
healed 1 harm, but the magic does not stabilize you.
I thought that was probably going to be the case, but I wanted to make sure.
Sure.
And that makes sense, mechanically. Grammar hard today, y'all.
Listen, you all. So, I just got here, and I have no idea what's going on, but
You're also pretty beat up.
you were. Don't worry about me, I'm fine.
Are you?
I'm not dying of radiation poisoning, so that's a plus. On
Yeah, it would stink if you were doing that. Ain't that right, Ted? He's not responding to me.
Listen to me. I need everyone to focus, please. You were looking into murder. Do you know anywhere where we could find medical attention? I mean, it could be a hospital, but only if you know someone who can keep things quiet. Anywhere. A morgue would even work. Any kind of.
If only there were a second one.
Well, we need a first one. I don't think we have that location.
I only know.
I can set up a trauma center. I just need somewhere safe.
I mean, I doubt that the medical tent at the crime scene's still there. I know a
Well-
bunch of motorcycle guys if you want to hang out with them.
I mean, the medical tent, I imagine, might still be there. I don't know. It hasn't even been that long. I mean, the blood bank truck itself might still be there.
How long has it been, I guess? Question for the keeper.
It is. The sun is beginning to set. So from the point in which you actually arrived at the crime scene, like around noon, it has been like maybe 7 hours. It's still the same day. And like from what you remember in the tent, especially Anne and Apophis, because they were there longer, there was still a lot of work to be done because the crime essentially happened the night before. And so the real question is and I will also say, I did say in the very first session that from the train to the crime scene, it was like a 5-minute walk. I did say that it was that close by. Yeah.
So do we want to bring another body to the crime scene? I mean, live person. I don't like the thoughts I'm thinking.
Anything is better than this. He is set. He can be moved right now, but we have to go now, or he will get worse. Anne isn't looking much better. No offense.
Okay.
None taken.
I doubt Anne is fit to use angel moves. I mean
Right.
wings.
Office, can you carry Teddy carefully?
I can carefully carry Teddy, yes.
I will also say it is a detail that slipped my mind in the craziness of everything. But at a certain point, Anne took damage because of the radiation poisoning, and she felt a coppery taste in her mouth. Her entire bottom of her face is covered in blood that has come from her nose. It's just kind of it's been coming from her nose, and yeah,
That doesn't
That's
seem
not
good.
cute.
Let's
I
go.
just assumed it was some makeup. I don't...
And as Apophis is walking from Anne over to Teddy, he is going to try and help Anne up because she is lying on the ground crying. So he's gonna just kind of reach his hand out to help her up before he goes over and picks up Teddy, who I assume is substantially lighter than he was.
A couple pounds.
very much so.
That's so sad.
That's dark.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
or all I was gonna say was like maybe it's because of the scenario or how close you saw Teddy come to a point. But when you pick him up, he seems very small and light. It's very unsettling.
Could it be because Apophis got a little bit bigger?
Could be.
Could be. Could be.
Trying to keep it light out here, y'all.
Teddy's doing a good enough job with that.
Well, it's pretty red out.
Wow,
I'm not gonna
Dustin.
lie.
Oof, rough. Yeah, I will absolutely take the hand of the beetles.
Teddy.
I'll grab onto the beetles and let Apophis help me up.
Oh, the hand puns, the jokes. Ooh.
I'm excited for these.
Well,
But yeah,
Last mystery was very foot orientated. Let's get into the hands.
I think I would also, like, in doing so, like, kind of wipe my tears from my eyes and realize that I've got blood all over my face and just try to clean myself up a little bit. I don't know. I imagine that I've got, like, a napkin in my pocket.
Chuck like hands her a Big ZD's napkin. Here you go.
Thank you.
Just has
I
a
feel like
wad
Big
in his
City's
back
napkins
pocket.
would be like
I
four
can't-
times as big as regular napkins. So
Yeah,
thank you.
well,
Just
they're
one
pretty.
napkin.
They're substantial. Well, they come in 3 sizes. Each cost a different amount. You know.
Alex takes off his jacket and kind of wraps Teddy up in it a little bit. So hopefully keep him warm.
I like to steal the napkins and the sauce packets. Sometimes the sauce spills out in my pockets and it becomes a mess.
So,
Alex looks between you three. I mean, I don't know where I'm going.
Okay, I'll lead the way. I feel like out of everyone, I'm the cool. I'm cool as a corn dog.
okay. So, are we
Okay.
okay with Chuck leading the way?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's not unstable.
Yeah, just to take a break from rolling. Yeah, Chuck, you're able to find your way back to the crime scene.
Yeah.
The police, the patrol vehicles are gone. Like the 2 police vehicles that you remember being there at the very beginning are gone. However, the tent is still up. The black SUV of the lead forensics examiner is still there, and the mobile blood bank is still there as well. Still beat to hell, but you can see that there's like some like fluorescent lights that have been put up inside the tent, and you can see the lavender head of Violet kind of like bobbing inside, still messing with evidence and things of that nature.
Okay. I think Chuck's gonna turn and be like, "Don't worry, I got this." And then he's gonna walk into the tent and be like, "Hello, Purple. We are here."
She's going to turn around, and you see that she looks very frantic, and she looks at you and she's like, "Oh God, what happened to you?"
There is not enough time in the day. Also, I need medical help stat. Not me specifically right now, maybe later, but more urgently,
You see,
I guess for lack of a better term, I need a hand.
as you are talking, you see her like just kind of like immediately she walks up, she pulls out like a small little flashlight and begins checking your eyes, and like telling you to move your eyes in specific ways. If you're not, she's just kind of like shifting, and she kind of like takes a step back and she looks at you and she's like, odd question. Have you been around radiation recently?
Yes, radiation. Yes, exactly. I have been exposed to some form of weird science, if you would like to call it that. But again, weirdly enough, I am not the most pressing issue.
She begins to as you are talking, she begins to lead you towards the SUV.
No.
And the 2 of you breach the tent, and she sees the rest of the group. Apophis is still in snake form, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So just to set the scene, this, dyed hair lead forensics examiner is leading a poisoned Chuck out of the medical tent of a grisly murder into a parking lot that is currently being bathed in red sunlight and is facing a pale, scrawny guy with a rapier on his hip. A young lady who looks very rough, has blood almost all over her clothes, and a giant snake man holding a body wrapped in a doctor's cloak. And you see her, she pauses with Chuck outside of the tent, and you see her cock her head to the side, and she says, "Alex? Is that you?" Alex,
Hello, Violet.
you recognize Violet Hemmings. She was a very close friend to you during college.
Whoa, what that makes it so crazy. Look.
And you see her, like, her gears are just like spinning in her head and she's just like she's staring at Alex like she's seen a ghost, and she's just like, okay, this she's not even like looking at Apophis. It's like almost like her eyes are training herself to look like everywhere but Apophis, just like in the sense of like, I need to do my job right now, and processing this piece of information may stop me from doing that. So I think she's like, okay, good, Alex, in my SUV I have a hazmat kit. There are some iodine tablets in there. Will you please grab that? Thank you. And then she immediately like goes into the tent, brings out like some chairs. They're just like metal chairs, but she like sits them down, and she like Chuck, do you allow her to sit you down in one of the chairs?
Chuck is just like, yeah, might as well. I mean, come on. Let's not think about the apocalypse. Let's, my friend is bleeding out.
So he sees she sits Chuck down. She heads over. She opens the trunk of her SUV, and you see that the back of it has been somewhat retrofitted to extend out. Most of the, like in order to at times be a pseudo back of an ambulance that you could put a stretcher into. You see her kind of like extend, like unclasp some clips and pull out the bed a little bit farther. And she pulls out, I think it's called an EKG monitor. She has like a somewhat like a very small kind of like IV drip that's meant for like short-term transport. And she, again, not looking at Apophis, she says, you can put him here. Like she's just like staring at the bed, like trying not to look at Apophis. And then you see her just kind of like shift, like make sure that when Apophis comes, she like moves her back to like where Apophis is. And then she looks at Anne and she's like, I need you to sit down too.
Apophis is going to set Teddy down, and when he does, he's going to take a moment and switch back on his like disguise.
Okay.
So.
And do you allow Violet to sit you down? Masha?
Yeah. I don't have any energy left.
All right. She sits you down, and again, she does the same procedure where she checks your eyes. Alex will say that you've come back with the iodine tablets now, and I actually don't know how to take iodine tablets, so I'm just gonna bullshit something. She's gonna take the tablets and say, make sure to put it underneath your tongue and let it dissolve for 30 seconds before swallowing. She hands it out she hands it to Anne, and she hands it to Chuck, and she stands there while Chuck takes the tablet.
Hey, when in the 80s, man.
And so
Is Chuck okay?
Violet says he will be. And now that Apophis is in their disguised form, Violet turns to them and they're like, and she's like, thank you. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm all right.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to sit down on this chair.
And Apophis is just he's wiped. He's weary. He's gonna sit down.
All right, the chair sinks like a little bit into the parking lot, like just from the immense weight of Apophis. Even though it looks odd because right now they're just a like 6'6" guy. She clicks on her light and then kind of like begins to check your eyes, but your eyes are red anyway, and so she just says, take one of these anyway, and she puts it in your hand, and then she says, Alex, can I talk to you very quickly?
I think I may need more than one of these.
Absolutely. Apophis, don't take that. Just trust me on this one.
I think she's going to pull Alex like close to the other side of the car. The trunk is still open on the side, but she's gonna pull him, and she looks at Alex and she says, I have so many questions right now. What the fuck is going on?
I will answer that question by saying I just got here.
Okay, so you stumbled on them like this?
Yes, in a matter of speaking. Now, I did know them before that, for what that is worth, but I really did just stumble upon this completely by happenstance.
She says, okay, well, I'm glad that you were the one who stumbled upon it on happenstance. There's nobody else who I could think better for this situation. That man, and she points to Teddy inside the trunk, that man needs to go to the hospital.
He can't.
Why not?
Not right now. And he points to the smoke.
Okay. Did he have something to do with the smoke?
That is where he lived.
Okay.
That is where we all lived.
Okay.
I lived rent free.
You see that she is currently like processing the information. She pauses and she says, "Does it have anything to do with that?" And she points at the red sun that's beginning to set on the horizon.
I have no idea what caused that. We're as surprised as you are for that. I may have suspicions, but those suspicions have nothing to do with the smoke and what caused the smoke.
She's like, okay. I have more questions for you, but right now, this man needs immediate attention.
Yeah.
I'm going to patch up you and your friends, and I'm going to take him to my private practice and try and tend to him there. If he becomes worse, if his condition worsens, I am taking him to a hospital because I will not be held liable for his death.
Fine.
And she kind of nods, and you see that she looks at you before going off to do her stuff, but there are a million questions racing in the back of her eyes, specifically for you, Alex. And she just kind of like walks around you, and she begins to administer first aid to the entire group. Anyone who is unstable is now stabilized. And I'll say she's not able to like heal any of your harm just like right here with the tools that she has, but like with the iodine tablets, with like cold compresses that she has, some minor like first aid, she is able to patch you up in a safer space than you were at the train. And so you are all stable now. Still beat to hell, but stable.
I can no longer tell if my damage is emotional due to radiation or the fact that my best friend is maybe dead. Who knows?
So I think that the process of this takes maybe like an hour, and you see that the sun has set. The sunset in and of itself is like, instead of like yellow, orange, red, it is just like red, purple. There is no other color to it. And from what you can see from the moon is also red. It's currently, just like a crescent in the sky, but you can see the tint of red to it, because it's just like refracted sunlight, right? And so
I was briefly surprised until I remembered how the moon works.
Yep.
The blood rises once again.
Oh my god.
Dude, Neil deGrasse Tyson's
gonna have... we have to go fight everybody again.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is gonna have a field day with this one, I swear.
Chuck, you know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
I read articles.
Even I know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is.
Yeah. Well, I would. Well, yeah. Come on.
So the yes, so the it's been like maybe the spans of an hour now into the beginning hours of the night, and you see Violet kind of like put down the back seat of her SUV, and she gingerly pushes Teddy inside and closes the trunk. She looks at the four of you and she says, Alex, one more question for you. For the rest of you, today's been a really weird day, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. Take care of yourselves, please.
You too.
And you see her kind of like head towards the driver's to the
Oh,
driver.
you know,
or
crazy thing though. Don't want to throw this out now, but we're not actually private investigators. Just felt like I should be honest there.
Chuck, come on, man.
you see her just kind of like give you like a small like side grin, and she says,
Well,
I'll take your
technically,
word for
we
it.
are private investigators in the sense that we investigate things privately. We don't get paid for it.
And then
At least I don't think we do.
she again side smile, and then she kind of looks at Alex and she says, a word.
Yes.
And she's going to walk over to the driver's side door. Do you follow?
Yeah.
She kind of gets into the seat, buckles herself in, starts the car. The door is still open, and she just kind of like looks at you as you walk up, and she says, I have so many questions. The first thing I want to say before my question is I never got the chance to, but I am so sorry about your sister.
Yeah.
Second, I understand grief is a tough thing to deal with, but I waited for you, and I never heard from you again. Did you care that little about me?
Violet, no one has heard from me again. Not one person. I encountered something when my sister died. And I've been running from it ever since. So my feelings for you or anyone else have nothing to do with why you've not heard from me. Violet, I'm a monster. And until I can come to terms with that, until I can find out how to live with myself, there's no room in my life for anyone else.
You see that she kind of like scoffs a little bit, and a very thin, small tear kind of like runs down the left side of her face, and she closes the door. The window's still rolled down, and she looks back at the three people on the chairs behind the car, and she says, sure, Alex. I hope we get to talk soon. And she rolls up the window and drives off with Teddy, leaving the four of you at the crime scene.
Chuck leans into Anne. I think I ship it.
Anne is still dissolving the iodine capsule on her tongue, so she can't reply.
Alex just kind of watches the SUV leave.
Hey, you okay, kid?
No. But we need to get to the bottom of whatever thing that you've all stepped in this.
You are
I got
all
some-
anyone who like was affected by the radiation, which I think was only Chuck and Alan, Chuck and
Ella.
Ann. Y'all are feeling way better.
Yeah,
I'll say like
I'm good. I'm ready to go.
yeah, the iodine tablet has definitely already dissolved because it's been like an hour since you gave it to you.
Oh,
I'm as
fair.
cool as the corn dog.
But
That's my new catchphrase.
Can I see the necklace? With everything that's happened, I haven't gotten a handle on it yet.
1 second, and he checks your temperature, make sure you're not like burning up inside, and then he hands it to you. He's still a doctor, you know.
And I don't know. Like, I think this is, I guess, a little bit metagaming, but Saul, you said that when Alex looked at it, that it had a tag on it still, right? Like $8.75 or something.
that's correct.
Did we determine where it actually came from? Like, is there a store on the tag, or is it just a price?
It says Bass Pro Shop.
Gotta go. We gotta
Ow.
go. I'm going
That
back.
hurt. That really smacked my head a little too hard there with my frustration. But yeah, I think I'd look at it, and I look at Apophis, and I look at everyone else, and I just say, I guess we have to go to that stupid pyramid.
Are you telling me we gotta go to the Memphis Bass Pro Shop Glass Pyramid?
I think so. I mean, Alex, that's
Well, that's
That's
just a
where
little
we're
bit too
going.
ridiculous.
What?
This says Bass Pro Shops, right? I'm not still woozy, am I?
Yeah, no, I mean we were heading to the Bass Pro Shop before the train
Right.
blew up
Right.
because we had gotten like
Yeah.
a lead with flyers.
Yeah.
So I think we're all leading to the Bass Pro Shop.
All roads lead
All,
to the Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
all
I think-
weirdly. I am banned from the Big ZDs there. I am banned
Alright.
from the Big ZDs there.
That's, you know what? I am disappointed, but not surprised, Chuck. And I guess out of character, my forgetfulness at what's happening, I think, is directly related to just the sheer chaos that has happened in the last, I don't know, 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Dustin making me partially cry. But, yeah.
I will say, and you still have the tote bag from the church.
All right. And I think that I probably would have spent part of that hour kind of explaining the connections that we had made between all of the pieces just to Alex to fill him in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I especially mentioned that 2 of the people who died here were vampires, and that they ran a truck and that they paid people for their blood, and that Greg Washington is someone that we should maybe check up on. Oh, and also the angel. That was a thing. I'm gonna skim over that part because that was bad. That was just a bad vibe. Anne has had the worst fucking day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
I can't even
legitimately-
say that anymore because Teddy's missing an arm.
Well, I guess.
It's-
Well, so what
it's
do you
not the
value?
suffering Olympics, but like, holy fuck, has this been a bad day?
No, but what do you what do you think is worse? Losing an arm or technically living 3,000 years of betrayal? What would you rather do?
Man, it depends.
It's relative. Just use the cop-out answer.
Okay, I do not do we take the blood van to dry? Do we
I guess also question for the keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I am no longer unstable. Did I heal anymore from this kind of resting hour or no?
No,
Okay.
like Violet did not have the means with her to like actually really heal you like the way that you needed to be healed, but she was able to at least stabilize your conditions.
Cool. That's fine. I just wanted to.
I can do a first aid roll. Like I could do or a medic roll because he does have like medic supplies to do certain things as well. Like we had an hour.
It's true. If you wanted to, absolutely. Yeah, you
Yeah.
would have also had access to like more supplies that Violet probably had in her car.
Okay, he's going to try and assist Anne. Then I'm going to try and make a medic roll. Here we go.
Sounds good.
That is 9. So the medic on a 7 to 9, choose one: heal 2 harm or stabilize the injury. So she took care of stabilizing, so heal 2 harm.
Nice.
Sweet.
What's everyone else looking like harm wise?
2 dose.
2.
And you're down to 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Orderly line.
Did you want to do medic stuff on all
Yeah.
of them? All right.
Might as well. There we go for Apophis. That's 12. So
Oh.
that's the same thing, except you can do both, but we don't need to stabilize it. So enjoy 2 harm next. And then for Chucky Baby, here we go.
Yeah. I missed Tree Man. Where did he go?
10 plus 2 is 12. So same 2 harm to Chuck.
Right.
Thank you.
Alex, like anytime if any of this happened after she left, he said nothing. He is completely silent.
Gotcha.
Are you sure you're good, kid?
Listen, we need to take care of whatever we need to take care of. And of course, there's fucking vampires involved.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, from what I've heard, they were okay guys.
I think that when Alex is healing Anne, she would turn to him and just say, you were really beat up when you came out of that portal. Are you okay? Can I?
Fine.
Hey, Keeper, is he lying to me?
Well, how dare you? That's a breach of trust.
Good question.
Hey, that's not an active move.
No, you are correct. You're correct.
I'm just trying to determine if Anne's gonna try to heal Alex too.
Sure. You know, or you get the sense. Hold up. Let me read the rule very quickly, just because I want to be absolutely sure about this.
It's just if someone lies to you, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know
With the added
truth.
bonus of an ouchie headache.
Yeah.
Alex, are you lying to her?
What is her actual? What information is she seeking?
I am trying to determine if he is
Wounded.
I think that Anne would be looking to see if he was like unstable or close to it. Because Anne knows Alex good enough by now to know that he will help everybody else, but not so much himself.
Mhm.
So
Bodily, he's perfectly fine.
all right.
Like
Good for
like
him.
everything that you can see going on with him right now is he's fit as a fiddle.
Okay.
He has 0 harm.
Has anyone, or in this time, I guess, before y'all decide to move, however you decide to move, has anyone, like, you know, the crime scene has essentially been left unattended. You still have the tote bag. Yeah, you still have a lot of options, I suppose. Is there anything that anyone is doing in specific in this time?
Nothing like active. I think Chuck's just like he's I think he like pulls out his revolver and just starts loading some of the bullets that Teddy gave him into it.
Right on.
Apophis is just kind of like he has taken to always wearing the brass knuckles. I couldn't think of a word other than fisticuffs, but that's not the word.
That's good too.
He's taken to wearing the brass knuckles that Teddy gave him basically all the time. So he's taken them off, or taken one of them off, and is just kind of like holding it and like kind of passing it from hand to hand just to just kind of fiddle with something.
Strangely enough, right now the brass knuckles are a little tight on you. They still fit, but they're just a little. It's kind of hard to get them off. Anne, are you doing anything?
I think I am going to pull out my phone, which is probably covered in a little bit of my blood at this point, and map how long it would take for us to walk to the Bass Pro Shops.
Question. And I feel like I know the answer to this, but was Anne's phone not connected to Old Texas network? Did Anne not?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember what we agreed upon, because I think
I didn't know if it was you got a second phone or not.
I did not get a second phone. This was my personal phone, but I can't remember if we agreed on Anne having it connected to Old Tex or not. So to answer your question, I don't remember.
All right.
We can err on the side of it being connected. Just because I feel like there's more ways for the phone to be offline in all of this.
We'll say that even if it's not connected, it's on 1%. It has been a very long day, and you have enough juice to do like one thing essentially on this phone.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm just imagining my phone in my pocket just dying slowly as I'm living 3,000 different lives. Somehow it's still on 1%. God, if I can only do one thing. Okay, hear me out. Can I order one of those extra large ride shares to take us to the pyramid? Now hear me out.
Uber?
I don't want to use brand names because Uber is a very evil company.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
But I mean, I could call a cab company and just say, hey, send your largest cab to this address.
I guess I like this. I like this. Let's.
I mean, I know we're like
can I quickly ask a
right
question
now.
though?
Sure.
Can I ask a question for the keeper? Do we have the keys to the blood van?
We are not taking the blood van.
You do
This is
not.
an active crime scene.
You do not
I
have that.
feel like we're way past the point of interfering with a crime scene.
I honestly, hey, the reason that we didn't take Teddy immediately to a hospital is because we don't want legal trouble. If we are literally taking a murder van that has big old scratches in it around fucking town, I don't know. It's just, I'm bleeding still. I've got blood all over me. That's DNA.
And so getting into an Uber while you're covered with blood, or not, or just taking the cab.
Uber drivers have seen so much worse. They'll just charge you the $200 cleanup fee and be on with it.
I don't know any Uber driver. So the so
let's go. I gotta go watch. Hold on, I gotta go. Find
I like Eric's comment. Hello, please send next right chair to this murder scene.
Okay, so I think Anne, if you want to,
I'm sorry. I shared the Uvu Javert.
No, it's okay. And if you want to get a hold of this ride share Right. I think because your phone is at 1%, it's pretty late or it's getting into the nighttime. Go ahead and roll me an act under pressure roll.
Can I fight you on this? You told me I had enough juice to do one thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, you can call
I
them.
will fight you, Saul.
No, you can call them. You can
Just
call
let me take this XL Uber to the fucking Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
You can call them. I want to
you can make me
RP
roll.
I want to RP how this sounds. If that's okay.
But you don't call Uber.
Or do the ride share, or if you're calling the tax cab.
All right.
Yeah.
What do I have? Here. Okay.
Hello.
Can I be the ride share guy?
Hello.
What is that?
Is there someone
Hi.
there? Hi.
Yes. Hi. Are you guys still open?
Yeah, we've got some cars operating right now. How can I help you?
There are 4 of us, and we have a reservation for the restaurant that's in that big pyramid in downtown, and we were gonna take the scenic route, but we really got lost track of time. Do you think you could come pick us up and take us over? Why am I lying? Okay, it's fine.
It's a great question. Guilty conscious, maybe?
Yeah. And I think that I would specifically give the address, like I would give the intersection that's maybe like a block or like a couple of blocks away.
I mean, you can
preferably not like the
this is
active crime scene that we're at.
This
This is a Walmart, right?
Yeah, this
We're in
is
the
a
parking lot of
supermarket,
a
so
Walmart.
you can just tell them the supermarket. The saves
Yeah,
a lot.
I'll Elsa, this is a horned lizard. This was a Secret Santa gift, and he's my son, and I love him. He still doesn't have a name though.
This is a jar of sand.
Is that what that is? I thought it was like an espresso, like a latte, you know? Because it has like the, what's that? Chris, what's that for?
Sand.
Why?
As you were talking and you like explain where the address is, he just like to replenish the pocket sand, obviously. He as you were explaining where the address is, he's like, oh yeah, I know where that is. Do you have a preference on vehicle size?
This is gonna sound really funny, but just the largest vehicle you have.
And that's where the phone dies.
Okay.
Y'all have, I'll say, in that phone call, he probably told you that in that location it was going to take maybe like max 30 minutes to get a car to you.
Okay.
So y'all have a bit of time before the car arrives. Is there anything else that y'all want to do, or do you want to jump to the car?
I think Chuck's going to talk to Anne. I think Chuck's gonna walk up to her.
You're probably
shuffle over.
You're probably going to want to keep hugging that horned lizard.
Feel like I think he's gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, are you doing okay?"
I've been better, but I think the same can be said of you. I'm glad that neither of us are irradiated anymore. That sucks.
Yeah, that would have put a bummer on things. I'm just curious because I don't know. You seemed a little off for most of the day, like something's bothering you. I don't know. I'm worried. You know, I just been doing a lot of, especially now after what just happened. You know, it does a lot of, I don't know, it puts a lot of things in perspective of choices, and I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Because, you know, like stuff like happening to me, it shouldn't matter that much. I've seen a lot of this, and sometimes it's hard to get used to, but, you know, obviously the other Alex won't tell me he's Alex isn't doing his whole "I'm okay, I don't need help" thing. So I just wanted to check on everyone and see if they're okay, because I don't know. I don't do the leadership thing often. Sorry, I'm not good at this.
Yeah,
Don't think of me as a leader. Think of me as like a cool, like uncle that you're like, hey,
cool
I
grandpa.
can tell my cool uncle about my problems. He won't judge me. Might take you out to Big Zeddy's. I don't know.
That's not special. We go to Big ZD's like every day. Yeah, I mean, you saw it. This has been a just terrible, terrible day. And it's not even over yet. Something happened to me when I stepped out of the tent this morning. Trying to explain it would take longer than what we have, but let's just say that it's made my day really, really long, and I'm just tired. And I don't know, I've known Teddy for a long time. I know you've known him for longer, but if he turns out okay, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I just wanted to, I just want to make sure you're okay, and I want you to know that if maybe I'm not the best at expressing emotions or whatever, but I can at least offer ear to listen to. I know it sucks when old people say this, but I've experienced things. I can provide somewhat of a perspective. I think overall, maybe this is a conversation for later when we're not trying to stop monsters actively, but it feels like we do that. That we never really get a chance to breathe. So I just wanted you to know that don't. This life sucks. It really sucks. Not many people are lucky like Teddy who get to have like a life outside of things, like get to have a family, get to be successful. This kind of life takes everything from you, and it just keeps getting. It's very hard to have those up moments when you just keep getting hit down every single day. It feels like. And so I just wanted you to know, as someone who's like, it's way too late for me to get out, that if you're having any doubts, you should get out and give yourself a life you can enjoy.
I really appreciate it, Chuck. I think when I don't feel the way that I feel right now, which is to say, not great, you and I should have a couple of Zeet meals and just chat.
They're so freaking good.
They're so good.
They're so good.
See, the secret, I mean, my favorite, is to have them fry the patty in the Zeet sauce.
Oh, interesting.
Have you ever asked for that?
I haven't. I'm gonna have to give that a try.
Next time, Chuck. That's what we've gotta do. But listen, I don't think you're out of time. I mean, you might be old as dirt, but you could still find love, and you can still, I don't know, adopt, maybe get a couple doggies.
Trust me, that would be nice. But life has different plans. But but understand that you need to old guys like me, we're always thinking about the past, regrets and stuff. And so, that's just what I want to put on to you, is to not make sure that you don't have any regrets.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that Anne would kind of like gingerly reach for a hug from Chuck.
I think Chuck Chuck is like, whoa, what's going on?
No.
I think Chuck like awkwardly is like, okay, cool. I think he hugs you back. It's like weirdly
right.
like he's stiff.
Alex
It's like hugging like a paper bag or a plastic bag.
Alex leans over to her Publix. I ship it.
Ew, that's gross.
Don't be
Why would
yucky.
he say that?
He doesn't actually say that. Chuck.
Barf.
Who I'm still not sure if he said that or not.
Is Alex doing anything at this time? Like it's technically still an active crime scene that you have never been to before. It doesn't seem like you're in the mood to talk, really. So,
well, actually, so Alex kind of sulks off for a little while by himself. Like he finds I don't know, as cliche of a shadowy corner that he could find. Away from everyone else, just for a little while. He coughs up some more blood. And then he eventually comes back. A little less down in the dumps than he was a few minutes ago. Shockingly. In fact, he's got a bit of a spring in his step.
right on. So we're not touching the crime scene anymore.
I mean, it sounds like you want us to.
I'm just asking because it's right there.
I mean, Chuck has like very little
Interest.
Yeah.
I mean, Apophis and I have already stood on top of the van and looked out across the land, so everything the light touches is your kingdom and all that.
You know what? Sure. If it's open, Alex is gonna start picking around a little bit.
All right. There's still enough time before the car comes around, so Alex, go ahead and roll me investigate a mystery.
Okay. That is 11.
All right, you get to hold 2. What would you like to ask?
I don't remember what you all found out here. I wasn't here at the time.
I mean, I'll make sure to give you information that's relevant, that's new, essentially.
Okay. I mean, one of the easiest ones to do that I feel like usually gives us something is what is being concealed here.
Sure, fair enough. As you are combing through, I mean, you had some training in forensic analysis back in school, just because like that's you usually have to take a class like that. You know the this nonprofit, the one that the A positive change. They of them at least. Not you can decide whether you've had things like contact with them in the past, but you know that they're mostly run by vampires, and they try very hard to keep it as a legitimate business that they are able to do this under business for, right? So that they can operate with the least amount of scrutiny. As you move around the crime scene, you get to the evidence area, and what may have been pretty unnoticeable during the daytime, you can see that inside a cooler there is a soft red glow.
That's probably not normal. He's gonna take a look at it.
All right, you pop the cooler, and inside you see just bags upon bags of blood, and at the very top there is a blood bag that is glowing softly in red light. And I'm going to need you to roll Act Under Pressure to fight off the urge to feed.
Finally, this is what, the second time this has happened the entire.
Both of them have been me.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Alex is like, I've just been so thirsty, but no one wants to let me drink.
Let's get that Capri Sun.
Ugh, why would you?
That is 4 + 4 + 2 is 10.
10, nice. All right. So you resist the urge. Like there's just like there's in that one moment where like the hunger struck you, like all you could imagine was like a human heartbeat, you know, but you rein it back in, and you look inside and the blood is still glowing. It wasn't just like a facsimile of your mind like trying to get you to be hungry. The blood still has that luminescent glow to it. It is one singular, yeah. So you pick up the blood bag, and you kind of turn it around, and you see on one side there are initials, and it says GW. AB negative.
Interesting. He's gonna slide that into his medic bag.
Right on.
Just a bag of blood.
There is in fact blood in there. Yeah. That's also where he keeps his lunch.
Haha, it's funny because
His lunch is blood. That's so.
yeah.
What is going on?
Would you like to expend any other hold?
No, I'm gonna hold on to that one as well. So now I've got one for read a bad situation and one for investigate a mystery.
Dope.
I'm prepped.
Yeah, so I think Alex, by the time that you put the blood bag inside your bag, you all hear the sound of a car coming to you, and you watch two headlights appear into the distance and come approaching, and you see it pulls up right in front of you. This just bright pink Hummer limo just pulls up right in front of y'all, and it's like it's decked out with some like some lights on the sides to make it look like it's glittering somewhat, and you just stop, and then you hear a voice say, "Well, now y'all get on in." And
Yikes.
the window rolls down, and you see a man who is like older than Chuck and Teddy combined. He's got kind of like
Oh my God.
a very large kind of like white
he's
beard. He's
old?
he's wearing like he's wearing a tuxedo. He's wearing like a very nice tuxedo, and he's got like a little driver's cap over a bald head. And he just kind of looks at y'all, liver spots and wrinkles galore, and just like smiles like amicably.
Looking good, my man.
Yikes.
Well, thank you.
Oy. I don't like this. I don't like this one.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna just take the initiative and get into the passenger seat, even though that's kind of inappropriate in a rideshare. Hey, this is a sweet ride and not what I was expecting. Do you have a phone charger I could plug into while we ride?
Oh, sure. It's in the glove compartment there.
Oh, and mini water bottles and gum. Wow, you really know how to treat a girl right. I'm kidding. I will plug my phone
ship
in.
it.
No! Don't do this to me.
Chuck and
Yeah,
I speak into each other and say it at the same time.
I hear Chuck whispering, "Remember, Anne, no regrets. Take your chances while you have them.
Take your shot, man. Take your shot.
Shoot your shot, Anne."
Chuck's voice echoed. You can't use the bike inside. Oh, wait.
The guy turns on the music and Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On" starts playing, and he looks at me, and I'm just like,
He actually
Chaos.
it's connected to his phone, and he plays a playlist. And you see that the lights inside the vehicle like light on, and they're kind of like softly strobing white lights. And the first song you hear is "Yeah," and "Yeah" by Usher, and it begins to play. And it has become a party limousine essentially.
This is.
No.
I know that we're dealing with the almost death of one of our friends, but oh man, did Anne need this right now? Is there
Wow.
champagne in buckets? Because Anne could use a drink.
Wow, we're going to the Bass Pro Shop in style.
I forgot that we're going to the fucking Bass Pro Shops.
Imagine pulling up into this thing.
Dude,
Oh my
imagine
god.
30 minutes ago we were crying about our dead friend. Now we're going in a
Look.
party limo to the Bass Pro Shop.
Can the rest of the session just be us in the party limo? I think that.
I think that works out. Okay, Chuck is like, okay, might as well. This is not the craziest place I've been.
I think that Anne's
Right.
mind palace is a party limo. Like Chuck's mind palace is a big ZDs. Anne's mind palace is a party limo with endless mimosas. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, the elderly man kind of like brings down the window from the front seat to the back. Have Chuck, Apophis, and Alex gotten into the back?
Absolutely.
Chuck has, yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck is pouring himself a drink. He's like, might as well.
He just kind of turns to everyone and he says, well, I want to say thank you for choosing me as your driver tonight. It looks like it's going to take maybe with traffic some 20 minutes to get to the other side. But I'm gonna get you there as best as I can. Just let me know if you need anything else.
Okay.
My
old
name
man.
my name is Gene.
Gene the what?
Oh, you can just call me Gene.
I
Now
respect
I'm
that.
suspicious.
I respect that, though. A real man doesn't give away his information to strangers.
Nah,
Well,
you see, he's got the right idea. And he kind of
Yeah.
tips his hat to Chuck.
Okay, old man.
Oh,
Just drive
okay,
us.
youngster. And he kind of
Yeah.
he hits the drive. He puts the car in drive and begins to move this hulking pink limousine down the road.
Chuck is downing champagne.
Any of you know anyone with the initials of GW? By any chance?
Oh, we're hunting down a guy like that.
Oh, yeah. Pull out that like big black binder and like scroll my finger down to Greg Washington's name.
Sorry, I just read CyberGoji's thing in chat.
Interesting.
Oh boy. I like Eric's comment of he was born before last names were used, you see?
He is Gene the Elder.
Good. He's Gene the Pink, the reincarnation of Gene the White. I don't know. That was supposed to be a Lord of the Rings joke.
No, I got it. I got you.
I got
Yeah,
it.
all right, okay. Thank you. No, I'm sorry.
He's Gene the Wilder.
It's spelled like jeans, like blue jeans, Gean, or Jean. Sorry.
But
first name Barry.
Does he have? What's this man wearing? Paint me a word picture.
Yeah, so he again he's
pink
like
tux.
he
It's the pink tux, right?
if you were to gauge it, he's probably like maybe like 90 years old. And so his body has shrunk with age. He's wrinkled, he's got liver spots. He's wearing a tuxedo that you feel probably fit him back 10 years back. And now it just kind of like hangs loosely off his frame. As he kind of like rides, his head barely kind of comes over the dashboard as he's driving.
Oh, me.
And he's wearing it's a very nice tuxedo. His shoes are polished, but he does have kind of like it's a black bow tie, but it's bedazzled with pink jewels. You know, like
Yeah,
with
good.
And
Very good.
and like a white shirt underneath.
To bring it back, apologies for the derailment. I pull out the black binder and show it to Alex and point to Greg Washington. That it seems like the vampires who ran the van were paying people for their blood. Considering the timeline of all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if GW is Greg Washington. Is there something special about it?
Well, with my expertise as a doctor, I'm pretty sure most people's blood don't glow.
Unless they have lead in them.
Well, yes, yours probably was glowing like an hour ago or so. But,
Yeah.
I would agree. That is very odd. Does it glow for me too, or is it only glowing for Alex?
Did Alex take it out of his bag?
He's not going to take it out of the bag, but he'll.
That's
kind of
we're in a party limo. You're right.
Yeah, we are in the pod.
Yep.
It's margarita mix for later. What?
It's got
No,
pearl dust in it
because-
to make it sparkly.
Because knowing our luck, he'd be like, "Pass me some."
I respect the man who lives on edge. Give him some.
So, yes. Gene takes like a kind of like a very wild left turn into highway traffic. And you hear several cars.
Into highway traffic?
Yeah. Like he's like turning left into the highway across the river, right? And so like he's in a very long ass limo, and he's not really like waiting for a clear time. He senses the moment and he guns it, and he just kind of like pushes forward, and you hear several cars honk, several screeching of brakes, but he manages to turn the limo into the traffic because it is like it's on the bridge itself. It's on a standstill.
That's where you're going.
You gotta respect the art.
No one has any respect these days for us cabbies, you know.
It seems to be
Wow.
the case.
We're in a hot pink limo. It's a hot pink limo. This isn't a cab. I'm sorry.
Whatever you say, Delilah.
And you see he kind of like adjusts a hearing aid on his right ear.
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, nothing, sir. I'm really loving this playlist, by the way.
Yeah. It what's next? It has moved into It's Getting Hot in Here by oh god. You know who it is.
Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly. Yeah.
Nelly.
We've had this conversation on stream before. Yeah. So yes, the car is bumping, the lights are bumping, the driver's just not all there.
Are we still en route to our destination?
Yes. You're slowly pushing past the you are slowly pushing past the bridge, just kind of like at a very slow pace, like, you know, every once in a while just kind of like scooting forward. Granted, Gene does get very close to people's bumpers, but he never actually hits them. So I guess, Alex, with the information that Greg Washington is probably the owner of this blood, and that they seem to be somewhat tied into the current circumstances. Is there anything else that you want to ask? I believe Anne still does have the tote bag that has the social worker's case files on him.
I'll pass that over as well. Might as well just give him all the information that I can.
Right on. So Alex, Anne passes you the tote bag. It has two hands kind of like grasped together, like holding each other, and it says Memphis Helping Hands on it.
Okay. Well, he's going to take a look and see what we can find out about Mr. G. W.
Would you like to expend a hold from your investigative mystery?
Yes, I'm just trying to determine which question to ask. Is it possible, with the way the blood is glowing and the information I have now, can I figure out what sort of creature it is based on what we've got so far?
I think as you're combing through the different case files, there's not a lot. From what you can gather from what's in the social worker's bag, you see that every social worker that has had Greg as a case has had to hunt him down to find him, and then the question and answer does not last very long until before Greg kind of bounces, kind of just like leaves. You get somewhat of a clear understanding of what's been happening to Greg these past couple of years. So it says that when he was 18 years old, he was struck by a bolt of lightning, and even though he survived, he suffered a nervous breakdown. And for years afterward, he would. It was reported that he would have blackouts, and he would wake up in different places, clothes ripped to shreds, carcasses of small animals around him, and he was getting very, very scared. And so he ran away from home because he didn't want to hurt his family. In that process, he went off the grid for maybe five or 6 years. And around the time that he came back to, he fell back into the circles, he was hiding out at St. Lucifer's. And when the social workers came to speak with him, then he kept talking about a voice in his head that told them that he was a monster and that he shouldn't be alive, that he's an abomination, a demon, and it seems like that realization, that specific symptom of that voice in his head started when he started living in the church. And other than that, you get some information about him having a sister who works at Manassas High School here in Memphis. The social workers have spoken to her, and she stops in from time to time to the church, but never when Greg is there. But she leaves him supplies, cots, lanterns, flashlights, snacks for him to eat, so that he doesn't freeze during the winter or go hungry. It's a very sad and isolating story.
How would that make his blood glow?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Adjusting my timeline. he's approximately like in his late 30s, early 40s. Like they haven't really been able to from his like birth certificate that his sister has, he was born like 38 years ago. And so it's been, you do the math, it's been roughly 20 or so years since that lightning strike.
Yeah, me too, Masha. I was thinking that when
I thought
when
about
she
that
said-
when the bag started glowing. I was like, wait a second.
and want to have an epiphany.
I'm in the front seat.
Chuck is just like, wonder what that is, and then just chugs champagne straight from the bottle.
Jean's
Oh,
just
no.
like, na 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 na, my suit and tie, to the music.
That guy's I feel like
Oh,
that guy doesn't have a legal
if-
driver's license, and that's coming from a guy who does not have a legal driver's license.
I'd like to think that at some point Sexy Back comes on and tries just switches the song as quickly as possible. Alex, as you are discovering this information, do you say any of it out loud?
Yes. In fact, he's being quite talkative right now.
Okay. Are we just waiting for one of us to be like, Eureka?
Hello, looks like this guy might be similar to a certain snake person.
You said 20 years ago, struck by lightning.
Yep.
Supposedly was called a monster. Crazy.
Oh boy. Oh no. I mean,
We all picking up what's laying down? We all on the same page?
Hey, Apophis.
Hello.
You've said multiple times that you are not whole, right? That something went wrong with your summoning.
That would be correct. I'm the head of the creature, basically. I am the brains and stuff, but
Oh.
I am not
Oh.
a full creature.
So you're not the bronze. You are specifically the brains.
That is correct.
Okay, cool. No reason, just wanted to think about it. Anyway.
oh boy, if Apophis isn't the bronze, then
Yeah,
yikes.
I'm like okay, team. So sun's red. Don't know what that's about. Might want to think about that one a little bit. 2, may or may not be other snake people around. 3, I'm starting to question if Herman Powell's even a part of this. I was really banking on being right with that one. But this just might be a different lizard person carrying out people's hearts.
Isn't Herman Powell dead?
My theory, before we learned this information, I was like, could he be alive? Because this is technically, similar area, similar like calling card, as in they're missing their hearts. I guess the bodies never
Well-
disappeared.
I have a question. Apophis, do you ever get just no reason in particular why I'm asking, do you ever get a craving to eat hearts?
Not. No, I don't. What?
Okay, cool.
So
I didn't
that
think
radiation
so.
was pretty good. So like, if I guess I have cravings for that now. So
That's gonna be a hard snack to find. I mean, oh no. Oh man. Hey, none of you have the Book of the Evening on you.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah,
Do
yeah, we
you?
don't. Was on the train. Probably, hopefully. Well, honestly, I think best scenario is that George or whatever his name is,
Greg?
Greg. Yeah, I just think George
It's not
Washington.
George Washington.
I
I
just
also
keep going to
keep
George.
thinking George
I
Washington.
keep thinking it's George Washington. So, best case scenario is George Washington did steal the Book of the Evening, and because I mean, if it's back at the train still, then that's a bad place for it to be because now it's unguarded, and the police might have it, which gives a whole myriad of problems. So honestly, it would be much better if he stole it.
No, I'm going to disagree with that. I mean, we were still studying it. I mean, if he's stolen it, then and he knows more than we do.
I mean, not wrong, but I come from the place of we're more experienced with killing monsters than we are dealing with like stealing things from human police officers and the government.
Hey, we still have the bird though, right? The bird that reads the book in Latin. I mean, it's
the
not...
Latin bird. Yes.
Yeah, he's just.
He
I mean,
reads.
he's just spouting it out, but it's something.
He does keep saying things to me, and I'm very concerned.
Yeah, but you can't understand them, Chuck. It's fine.
That's why I'm concerned.
No, I see. Listen, it's possible that when we defeated Herman Powell and that creature, that we didn't do it all the way. And now that creature is back, and instead of coming for our lovely friend Apophis, is coming for something that's close enough.
See, that's what I was thinking too, but then we got the information of the guy got struck by lightning 20 years ago and thinks he's a monster, which makes me think it's just a snake part. Or maybe we're misinterpreting this as Herman Powell. How long is this car ride?
Well, listen, we're on our way to wherever this person is, right?
Yes.
The Bass Pro Shop, yes.
The limo has left the bridge and is now currently heading towards the Bass Pro Shop.
Hey, what hit 2000s single is playing now, Saul?
Strangely
Baby
enough,
Got Back.
Yes, it's Baby Got Back. I was gonna say strangely enough, So Yesterday, but I like Baby Got Back. Let's do that.
Okay, cool. I was really rocking out the Baby Got Back in the 2000s, I will tell you.
I hope it's on your playlist.
It's not on my playlist. It should be though.
So we just show up and we'll ask him there.
Cool, perfect. Hey, are you a part of the giant snake, sun-eating snake, or are you just a normal alligator god of death and judgment? Which one?
Right?
So...
All right.
Okay, Elsa.
I think at this point, Gene pulls up into the parking lot of the Bass Pro Shop. You see that the lights are still on inside, but there are very few cars left in the parking lot. It seems like they're getting pretty close to closing. As the four of you get out, you all look up at the massive size of this pyramid and follow its glass paneled sides leading up to what strangely seems to be, almost cinematically, a blood moon rising above it. And we'll pick up next week with the fourth and final session of this mystery.
How could you do this to me?
Another week. Another mental illness.
Right on. I hope everyone has a great night. Again, thank you all so much for sticking with us. I know it was very emotional and wild, but everyone did great. Seriously, Marsha, Mars, Chris, Dustin, thumbs up, because that was a lot of fun from my end, at least.
Yes,
and
I handed Gene a single euro for his tip.
it was already paid for, but yeah.
Who paid for the ride?
Well, it's like
You did.
yeah, it would have been like an autumn. They would
on
have
that.
asked for a card. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
How do you get paid?
thank you all so
don't
much
have
for
to
sticking with us. Oh, actually, we need to do end of session questions.
Questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of the session, did we conclude the current mystery?
I mean, not
No.
concluded. I think we have a good idea. We have like 2 options for what's going on.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Teddy?
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, I would say Teddy
Teddy.
works.
Teddy's okay. Teddy's alive. Confirmed. Hashtag Teddy is not dead.
Hashtag Teddy not dead.
Did we learn something new and important about the world? That was a lot.
Blood moon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Apophis can eat radiation.
Yes, that is
Well,
one
I
thing.
feel like that would be something
Teddy
new and
had
important about
radiation.
one of the hunters.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's also fair.
We also
But something
learned-
new and important about the world is like, yes, when the apocalypse is getting closer, the sun turns red. That's new and important.
Yay.
Alex had someone question.
But
mark.
that's more character
That's true.
still.
It's the next question. So,
Well, that's a yes to that one too. So with 3 yeses, you get to mark 2 experience.
I leveled up. What's going on?
So did I. Haha, yeah, go team. I am running out of level ups.
Hold on. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that officially puts me to 5.
Nice.
I'm just gonna add +1 to charm. Might as well. I'm just so much more charming
This is my
now.
7th level up, which is terrible. This just goes to show how bad I am at rolling and how cursed my dice are.
Yeah. Again, very wild, very emotional night. Thank y'all for sticking with us. We hope to see you next week. Please follow us on social media at TurnTables RPG if you haven't already. A really cool thing is if you have an Instagram, we've been putting up posters for the sessions, and you may or may not get some clues from that because we bake it in every week. So we hope that to see you on Instagram, to see you on Twitter, to see you follow us on Twitch. Please consider subscribing
Join
to
our
us.
Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord. I'm sure. Yes, Masha just put the link in the chat.
Cool new Patreon.
Yes, and we have a great new Patreon. If y'all want to check that out, there are 2 free posts: the Teddy's character sheet with that little spoiler, and Teddy's playlist. So try and listen to it without getting emo, I suppose. And then please feel free to subscribe to us. Otherwise, we hope to see you next week. We thank you for your support and your patronage and your viewership, just in general. We're really honored. Chris, have anything to say about Amazon Prime?
Look, man. Look, dude. What an emotional roller coaster. You know, it would really, switch the mood around. Free money.
He's getting
If only
really
there was a
close
way to
that
make
mic.
free money. Well, I'm glad you asked.
I hate you.
Twitch Prime.
The worst audio
Simple
quality.
as that.
That was just terrible.
it's actually called Prime Gaming now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Prime Gaming. Please, because that sounds smooth on the tongue. Guys, sub with your Prime Gaming. If you're a real gamer, connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and sub with your Prime Gaming. Literally click the subscribe button right now. It won't charge you, but if it says sub with Prime, there you go. You get 1 free a month, and then you can keep doing that every single month.
All right, thank you, Chris. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
But yeah, updates will come on our social media. We're gonna try and update the Patreon as soon as we can. We've got a lot of things lined up, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you so much. Please take care of yourselves. Good night.
Drink some water,
Yes, drink some water.
please. And take a picture with your microwave.
Yeah,
Yes,
microwave
please.
pictures.
Hashtag microwave check.